Pros and cons, pros and cons. The world blames dad when it's really your mom. Pros and cons. What's cracking? We're here live. My name's Trevor Wesley, and I got my brother Ruxpin Bear over here.
What's up, everybody?
Rich.
Buenas tardes.
Little late, I apologize. We white.
We're on that white people time.
So, he's gonna log on the chat to make sure we can be in direct contact with you people, lovely people out there. So if you want to be involved in hanging out with us and call the number, it's 888-308-5559.
All right, we got 3 likes already.
Nice.
Thank you guys.
Yeah, appreciate the likes, the support, you guys contributing all perspectives, because we just want to create a platform for everybody to come hang out. I know a lot of people are in quarantine, depending on where they live, and we're by ourselves most of the time, so it's a good opportunity to come together, talk about stuff, what we agree on, don't agree on, whatever. It's all good. It's okay to disagree and have your perspective. And these days, I notice people get angry or upset. There's a lot of silencing going on, especially this quarantine. You're not allowed to go out and protest, so you can't do that. You're not allowed to, go on social media and say things because you get banned or you get blocked or it says it's fake news or whatever. And so there's a lot of things silencing the people. And hopefully we won't get silenced here on this little broadcast, but yeah.
Yeah, like you said, nothing's off limits as long as you don't got anger.
Yeah, and to try not to curse, I don't want to get
we don't want to be
demonetized or banned or whatever. So just keep it clean, be respectful.
Watch the language. It's not because the words bother us; it bothers YouTube.
Yeah.
T Warrior in the chat.
What's cracking?
Chan FK, of course, Mr. Matt Kruger, Indiana Boy, and Big Bump.
What's up, Matt?
What's going on, everybody? T Warrior.
Make sure all my little sounds are loaded up here.
Bitch! Remember, T Warrior, you don't want to act like a little bitch. Only good is the father. That's right.
Maybe.
That's that Wuhan vibe.
Yeah, I need to load up some drums on here.
Stand up.
Some of these are louder than others.
La Dog 194. What up, buddy?
Oh yeah, that's for my, where is it? So I can find it. Oh, here.
Everyone should have a nice pocket knife, especially if you're a man. Matt says, what's happening, Trebor?
What's cracking, Matthew? Sir Matthew?
Rick Rolled is in the chat. It's a good name.
Nice.
Rick is a good name. We got tunes.
Rick Rolled. You know what Rick Rolled is, right?
Rick Rolled. I know it's a verb. You got Rick Rolled.
You know what that is?
No.
Remember that song, We're Never Gonna Give You Up, Rick
Oh.
Astley. It means that it would show a video
And then
it
you
would
got-
allude you to something else, and then he'd come out of nowhere and you got Rick Rolled playing that song.
I never saw some funny meme where it's like they made fun of the lyrics. They're like, I'm a little white boy,
And now
with a
you're
big
just-
black voice.
Now you're a little
Oh man.
right after we sing
Rick
watch,
Roll.
watch your language.
Never gonna let you go.
But that really means a female dog, right?
Rick Roll, bitch. Yeah, it's not a bad word. It's
Yeah.
just a term. And no words are bad.
Well, apparently Karen is a bad word.
Yeah. Apparently Karen is the new N word. And it is what.
The only N word that I know is no, because that's the best word to use. You say no.
Yeah.
Just say no, folks.
Living the lockdown dream. That's right.
Wow. Now that is coffee.
Rick Astley, never gonna give you up. What's up, Jen? Jennifer Gutierrez.
Jen.
Rick Fart Astley. Beta sound effect. What up, Danny Cruz? Danielle. And don't forget, we have the call-in line. What's that number again?
818-308-5559.
There you go. It's free.
Yeah.
You don't have to wait till after 7 or waste your free minutes on us. Those days are gone. N-word. What the? Exactly, T-Warrior. So anyone seen any chicken at the grocery store? I didn't look at the meat section to see if they
Yeah,
were sold out.
I don't have a kitchen, so kind of just don't go to that aisle.
Beta!
It triggers, you know.
Danny C. Yeah, I remember you, Danny C. Daniel Cruz. You know what Cruz means in Spanish?
Cruise on out of here.
Cruz means cross. Danny Cross. Don't cruz Danny. Don't cross him. Throw that number in the chat so you guys can see it. Jen says, definitely no shortage of meat at my local market. Yeah, I mean, who knows?
That's what she said.
You know, it may or may not happen. We'll just have to wait and see. I mean, I don't have a freezer to store it anyway, so I'm not gonna go stock up on steaks or anything.
Only thing my freezer holds bodies, so I don't have room. Just kidding. That's Hillary.
Danny's asking if you could sing that number one more time.
Which one?
The call-in number.
818-308-5559.
There you go, Danny.
It's my warm-up song, you know. I gotta get the vocals nice and.
Kinong says hello.
Keenan?
Kinong.
Hello.
Sounds a little Asian.
Hello there.
Kinong. Hold it. Matt has a walk-in freezer, 7 feet by 9 feet. Damn, you're based.
Well, he's based in Indiana, so.
That's right. That is one based white dude. Keyboard's on tilt. It's on that angle.
That angle, though.
Raimundo.
Anything interesting happening in the world?
What did I hear today? Oh yeah, there's that guy. There was some news story circulating around that a gentleman who was raped in the butt by an undocumented person, an illegal alien, felt guilty, quote unquote guilty, and responsible
Because they got deported.
because the illegal alien butt raper got deported.
So imagine that. You get raped by the same sex, and then the person who raped you gets deported, and then you feel bad.
You feel bad.
Oh, no. Oh, I didn't mean for that to happen.
As if you just didn't get your booty hole violated.
Insane.
Yeah, the dude
What's
was
wrong with people? Why is the world so insane?
Yeah, the dude was a butt pirate and he took his treasure and he feels bad.
What's a pirate's favorite letter in the alphabet?
R.
No, it is the C.
Oh, oh man. My ninja. Dangle away. Yeah, he's a true beta male, man. How you gonna feel bad for getting violated? Thank God he got deported.
Because people are so committed to their parties these days. They don't even care about right and wrong anymore. They don't look logically. They just be like, oh, what does my team want? What does my team say? And then they have to go, you know, along with the crowd that they follow, and it's insane.
Yeah, it makes no. Everything's about feeling bad for everything. You feel bad about this. It's all about feelings.
Yeah, these days, a good person is somebody who feels things all the time. So you're on that roller coaster of feeling, oh, I feel bad. Oh, I feel good. Ooh, this is going to make me feel better. Oh, you feel bad? Oh, write affirmations on your little sticky notes all around your house, and then you'll feel better.
And then people will try and bring you into those emotions and project on you, get you to feel something because they feel something, and it's just like it's contagious. Anger, it wants you to be angry, it wants you to be bothered, and it comes in different forms. Like we were listening to Jesse's call, and he had a good little insight about people who tend to laugh when they get corrected, and it's actually a form of weakness. You know?
Well, yeah, if you notice, like the younger adolescent people that are in their teens or whatever, a lot of people. I used to do it. I remember looking back. you laugh, you know, when people say something serious or correct you, it's like, I'm just kidding.
Yeah, you take it back. Like, oh, yeah, I didn't mean it. Oh, not that.
Yeah,
But it's weakness.
it is. It's being nervous, you know, you're afraid.
Raymond 11 wants to know when we get in that Marcus Jones diss track or love track.
Who?
Marcus Jones.
Who's that?
I have no idea who Marcus
Exactly.
Jones is. T Warrior, Butt Pirate, he loved that one. Exactly. Don't let Butt Pirates take your treasure, T Warrior. That's your treasure. Treasure. No one thinks critically or logically. It's all about emotions. The world is of emotions, and Satan is their daddy. Exactly, man. A bunch of women, and then the women want you to act like women too.
And don't take offense to that woman.
Exactly.
A lot of women will be like, oh, well, you're degrading or you're putting us down. Wrong. There just is an actual, you know, the nature of a woman is to be way more emotional.
Yeah, they set emotional booby traps.
And it's not saying that there's anything wrong with being a woman. The problem is when you're a man acting in a woman's nature. You know, it's like it's just like the opposite. You know, there's a design and an order to life, and we're created the way we are, and that's our life. You know, we gotta relax in it instead of you know, falling for the illusions of the world trying to tell us, oh, you could do whatever you want. You could be whatever you want. All you have to do is believe.
Yeah, it's crazy, man. Like, just don't fall for it. And you don't have to explain your decisions to anybody.
And if you do disagree with this stuff, call in and we'll talk about it. Let's see what's cracking, you know?
Have no feelings about anything. You make decisions, you do things, you say things, you don't gotta explain it. Explaining it is usually a trap to get you to get in your feelings about it. Just leave it alone.
Yeah.
Let it be.
You know, I remember I used to, probably still overcoming this, is having to explain myself all the time. I think it's because I grew up in a family where I didn't feel heard a lot, and so I had to repeat myself. Or, you know, I felt misunderstood, so I always had to, you know, because I had, like, my mom and my sister, my dad was working, and so I didn't really have that man around to see that way, you know, and so I'd always have to, and I think it contributed to my songwriting, though, because now it's like I have to explain myself in every single possible angle, degree, to be able to, like, feel heard, you know, because I was in that trap of wanting to feel something. I wanted to feel heard because I felt misunderstood all the time. And yeah, I would have to repeat myself all the time, and then so over-explain myself.
You think that helped with your ability to come up with multiple analogies?
Oh yeah, I do. I think it's helped with songwriting and stuff because I can see things, like, you know, it's like everything could be a different perspective, you know, because different perspectives don't necessarily mean wrong. You know, two things could be right, but then they're just looking at it from a different way. So it's not necessarily a bad thing, but I know there's certain times when it's like, you know, it's just like the laughing thing. It's a weakness to have to feel like you need to over-explain or defend yourself. You know, when someone's like, when you're a kid and they're like, "You're a poo-poo head," and you're like, "I'm not a poo-poo head," and then you have to explain why. It's like,
you just say nothing.
That's why when people are like, "You're racist," it's like, "Oh, okay,
move on."
Sweet, that's your opinion.
It's true though. I've always been real good at tutoring because I can come up with a million different ways. Tooting my horn.
Nice.
Tutoring, like in class, I was always that go-to kid who would lead the study groups, and it was the same reason.
Yeah.
Something about that beta-ness that makes you want to be heard, so you have to find creative ways to get the idea across.
Yeah, and then there's those people too that always want to teach, like impose, you know, or like come across as though they have all the answers, you know, and I don't want to come across like that on this. I really just want to have the freedom to share what I think, have, you know, give you guys the opportunity to share what you think. He'll share what he thinks.
Hell yeah.
And it's okay, you know, but there are people that are like, you know, I do like it when people express themselves, but, you know, there's I don't know how to put it, but there's certain people that are always trying to teach, you know, like, well, what that means is, what you do is, what, you know, it's like, especially when you weren't asking, you know.
Yeah. Schmitty's in the chat.
Schmitty!
Welcome, Schmitty. Familiar spirits and principalities. Let's see. Law Dog says, women really want alpha males, however, they've been conditioned to be feminist and wanting men that behave as women. Then they despise them and fight against them. Go get a lesbian. Yeah. It's I think that old joke you say that women want you, then they break you down to change you, and then they get rid of you because you're not the same person.
Yeah, and that's shitty. not like Schmitty. He's so witty that girls won't pity. Schmitty, super chat slitty. Schmitty.
Slaughter said it pretty well. He that argues with fools becomes a fool.
Yeah.
Yeah, I've heard the one where, from a distance, two people arguing, you can't tell which one's the crazy one.
You know what's crazy too is, or true, I don't know if it's crazy, but the more you talk and the more you argue, the more you expose things. Like, you know, a closed mouth gathers no foot. But at the same time, a closed mouth doesn't get fed. So I feel like there's a golden ratio, balance, in the right time to speak up and to explain and all those things.
T-Roy, living the dream. Beer Dude would pass out if JLP called in. Hell nah, I'd be wide awake. That'd be hilarious.
Wide awake.
Super Dave, what's up? Oh, so, you know, Super Dave's song is the Hate Report song.
Oh, is that what it is?
He loves that song.
You gotta earn these songs, Dave.
You gotta earn it, Dave. How bad do you want it, boy?
Dave, songs he craves. Super Dave swears he's not gay.
Raymond says Joel needs an NBA bouncing ball to read them super chats. Yeah, he's been on a roll with Trevor Wesley. Yeah. Super Dave said he wants it bad.
Wants it bad.
He wants it
bad.
real bad.
Oh, yeah? You wanna get deported?
You want it so bad you want to get deported, huh? Are you a pirate? Are you after his treasure?
Treasure Wesley?
Skills Carmite says Trevor dresses like a time traveler that never knows where he'll end up. It's super dope.
I wanna travel back in time to where taxes don't exist.
Yeah. Or antibiotics, because that's kind of the trade-off. You got to give up something.
If it's like if I ever have anxiety for anything, and call me beta if you will, taxes, like the red tape dealing with government crap, it's like just the worst to me. And I suck at taxes, and it's interesting because I'd love to hear your perspectives on taxes and how do you have a system that you usually do? Like, cause me, I'm unorganized. I'm very creative, and I want to overcome being unorganized. You know, I kind of admire those people that are OCD and they're all, you know, organized and they have their files and everything. I'm just totally disorganized, and it always ends up biting me. And taxes especially, you know, because I'm my own company and I have to, you know, I don't get taxed, and then at the end of the year I have to, you know, give up all the money that I owe, and so I just suck at saving. I suck at taxes. And it's the worst. And then I have to go to a tax person and just trust what they say. You know, it's like it's designed to screw you. You know, it's like everything that is easy is the truth. You know, and the more confusing something is the more it's a lie. And I just really honestly believe that the system is designed. It's not designed to keep the black man down. It's not designed to keep the white man down. It's just designed to keep us down from having our own business and making it hard. You know, if you're self-employed, it's like it's way harder, man. It's way easier to be an employee, or you know, the lower you go, the easier it gets. Oh, I'll just get paid from the government, as opposed to working, you know, trying to figure out your life and having to pay taxes. When I think it's theft.
Derek McIntyre.
Oh. We got a call. Excuse me, I need to wake up.
Big Bump.
Big Bump.
What's up, Big Bump? You're on the air, buddy.
Yo, what's good, fellas?
Yo. What's cracking, brother?
Yo, not much. Just hanging in there. Chilling, thought I'd call in.
Chilling.
Yeah.
What do you think about income taxes,
Great
Big Bump?
show as usual.
Oh, thank you, bro. You know, it's
Yeah.
weird to see it as a show, but yeah, it is, I guess. What do you think about taxes?
Hold on, say it again.
What are your thoughts about taxes?
Oh, taxation is death, period.
How, if you had a philosophy, if there was no taxes, how would society operate, in your opinion?
It'll be voluntary. You know, you're gonna pay for what you need.
I agree. But how would that
You know
work?
what I'm saying?
What if people never wanted to do it, and then there was just the people that did?
That's assuming that people won't do it.
Yeah, because I think that it would be better if we just paid for what we consumed. We pay a toll.
Yeah.
Like if I use a road,
Right.
I gotta pay a quarter or whatever it is. If I gotta call the
If I need
police,
to, exactly.
You
Yes,
know,
that
if
was
I
my
call
next one.
fire
If I need the
department?
police, I'll pay. Yeah.
because I don't think I've
I
ever
agree.
called the police before. So
Yeah, me either. I think I've done it one time just to be petty. I think it was like a Cinco de Mayo maybe 20 years ago.
You call on a bunch of Mexicans, huh? You're like, these damn
Yeah,
beaners.
Hey, watch
you're right.
demonetized
I had to get up the next morning and go to work, I think. So, yeah, I did it just for the hell of it, But, yeah, other than that, I wouldn't call.
Yeah.
But, yeah.
Yeah, Matt just said something interesting. He said that the Supreme Court has already ruled twice in the 20s that the IRS is unconstitutional.
It is unconstitutional.
Right.
Unconstitutional
Yeah.
because it's like thievery is taking something that's not yours without the other person's consent. I never gave consent.
Mhm.
I'm forced, and if I don't give money that I earned away, then I'm a criminal.
If I don't say it again, I could barely. It's vague.
Oh, sorry. I said that if I don't give the money that I earned away, I'm a criminal.
Oh, right. Yeah. I got it. Yes.
Yeah.
Yes, you are.
Yeah, sure am.
Yes, you are.
Yeah, income
You
tax
are
makes
going
no
to
sense.
jail.
You work your butt off, and then they take a piece of what you earn. I mean, you traded your
Yeah.
own sweat equity for
I
that.
get sales tax. Sales tax, I understand.
I get that also.
I don't hate sales tax. Especially
Right,
because
I get it.
everybody, even if you are an immigrant or an illegal immigrant, you pay sales tax and it's fair. But like with the income tax thing, you could be here illegally and you never have to have income tax. You could get a check from welfare and send it
Right.
back to your country and for your family, and you
Yeah.
just absorb
Yeah.
America's money,
Yep.
my money.
Yeah, that happens every day.
Absolutely. It's especially hard living in LA. Like paying $1,400
Yeah.
rent with no kitchen, and I'm not trying to complain, but it's just true.
Yeah,
It's just
Right.
true. They make it impossible to get going and be able to save, and it's like at the end of the
Yeah.
year I got to pay all these fees. But I really only spend money on things that I to survive, like to eat and pay rent.
yeah, same here. I try to enjoy myself sometimes, but for the most part, it's family goes back to the house, and for the four of us.
Exactly, but it's also the plus side is that we have to learn to enjoy ourselves and be at peace when not from things, not from buying things or having money. But that's good. That's why I know that if I ever had money, like real money, I would use it. I think everybody would really just to access more life.
Yeah. If we could keep that 30% that's taken, the economy would be better. People
Heck
would be
yeah,
able to
kinda.
flourish. It would be a way different society.
I mean, people would have more money to spend, and it's already a habit for people to just not save and spend it. So it would stimulate the economy more than they realize. Just let us keep that money, and then for those who are entrepreneurial, we'd have more money to invest and do something.
To invest, to bring on employees.
So I have a question. Do you
Great job.
how do you operate? Do you save all your receipts? Do you have an app that you use? Like, do you use Quicken? Like, how do you stay organized with taxes?
Mine are basic, man. I don't have anything really. But the ones that I do need, receipts I do need, they're like just stashed away. It's nothing. What is the word? Like prioritized or this is for this is for this. They're all bundled up in like a box.
Yeah, that's smart. I need to get better at that. I want to get one of those apps. I always say this, that you take a picture of your receipt and then it itemizes it and does it for you. Because for me, I have to
Oh yeah.
I have to itemize everything, and I always end up getting a tax person.
Right.
But I'm just the worst, you know. I know that my dad's not that way though. My dad's always been like, you know, write down in his checkbook. He's always aware of all those things. I'm like, damn, I wish I was like that.
Yeah. Right. Right. Yeah. It's helpful for sure because there's a lot of things that you know that you can take advantage of that people just typically don't know at all.
Yeah, they don't teach you that in school.
You know. Yeah. Exactly.
They teach you about
All those
racism. They teach you about history. Everything that has, you know, is not important as far
Anything.
as present
Yeah.
today.
Anything
You know,
to
it's like,
divide and yeah. Yeah.
exactly. So what's on your mind, bro?
Oh man. Nothing much, man. Just I did have a question.
Shoot.
And it's a silly question, kind of. So during this time, you know, the stay-at-home coronavirus, Chinese virus type deal, I'll ask it this way: am I a capitalist or a scavenger for going on Craigslist, OfferUp, Facebook Marketplace, and you know, just looking for people that need to sell?
I think that's I'm a hustler, baby.
Yeah.
I think that's good, man. I think you're. Did you say savage or scavenger?
Scavenger.
No,
Scavenger.
I don't think so.
No. It'd be
I don't
different if
think
you were
it's
like walking
either. I
down the
think
street, jumping in my trash can, digging around. Then you'd be scavenging.
Yeah.
Right.
That's just good
Nah,
business.
no,
It's just like buying
I
stocks right
already have
now.
an answer though. Yeah.
Like
Yes,
I've been
exactly.
putting money to the market. I mean, who knows where it's gonna go? But you know, I got some money
Same here.
to play with, so this is the right time to buy.
Yeah.
If it is gonna shoot up, I wanna get in on that before it goes up.
Yeah. If I'm gonna shoot anything
Right.
up, it's not gonna be vaccines.
Yeah, I want that
It
money.
definitely won't be that.
You know, they
Yeah.
say
Okay.
money can't buy happiness. I say that's a bunch of bull.
Well, I've been thinking about how the world is, life is designed to where, you know, you learn that you work to get money so you can have life. You know, like
Yeah.
what would the world do if it wasn't about money and power and having to work to survive? You know, like would it just be more of a trade system and then the work you would do? Because I think people should work, but
Yeah.
I wish people were more independent and able to have their own lives and businesses, you know, businessmen and not working for other people. Like I think everyone should have their own
Right.
business, and I think people could even still, you know, be partnerships. Because if you're even a dishwasher, right, you'd have a business that washes dishes, you know, but wouldn't just be
Right.
employee and employer. It would just be everyone is their own employer, and they work together.
Yeah. Independent contractor.
Yeah,
You know.
but now they're like you're not allowed to do that in California now.
Right. Yeah, that's true, huh? When was that? Last year? Like towards the middle of last year?
I think the top of this
Something
year.
like that?
Yeah,
Top of this year? Oh, okay.
Oh, it wasn't
Okay.
last year, but yeah, I
it was,
remember that.
it was recently. But
yeah.
yeah, now when I do
it's
gigs, when I do
recently,
gigs and stuff, I gotta fill out those W-9s, and I'm an employee. It's like it's insane.
Yeah. I forget about that. Yeah.
Yeah.
So bumped. Now that you
Yeah.
got another little one on the way. Well, already here, I mean, but on the way to growing up.
Yeah.
What are your thoughts on California as a? Do you think you might stay? Obviously, I know you're probably waiting for revelation to do anything, but do you think we're heading in the right direction?
Right.
Is there hope?
What was the last part?
You think we're heading in the right direction? Is there a shot that this thing's gonna turn around?
For the state?
Yeah.
I don't. It's hard to say. I see people. I hear people speaking up more, and seems to want to turn the state back red. But just as many people, it seems like just as many people want that. The opposite is doing everything they can to keep it the way it is.
Yeah.
Yeah. But I agree. I have been seeing a lot of more people speaking up and expose, like more
Right.
things are becoming exposed. And but at the same time, it's like it just seems like this rapid downhill with society
Mm-hmm.
and morality and you know the world is becoming so much more worldly. I feel like
Yeah, it is. It is.
all the influences
It's like
are just horrible.
when Jesse keeps saying about how everything's the Old Testament,
Yeah.
I don't want to repeat it, but it looks just like
It sure as hell looks like it.
just like it. You know what I mean? Yeah. Like everything's upside down, flipped. Right is wrong, wrong is right. It's crazy.
Yeah, guys are gals and gals are guys.
Exactly. Yeah.
Yeah, and if you notice, like right is wrong and wrong is right now. I just read something
Yeah.
about somebody. I forget what state it was. They opened up their business again, and she got arrested and fined $7,000. And because she didn't admit that she was wrong, she was saying that she was fighting for her freedom and that she has the right to stay open as her business. So she went to jail. And meanwhile, you think that would be the right thing in America? Meanwhile, the right thing is that
Right.
they're opening prisons now and allowing sex offenders and
Allow-
felons to
yeah.
come out. So it's like, how
Right.
does
Yeah.
I don't understand how people put up with this stuff.
I don't get it either. It's
Yeah.
almost like at the same token, it's almost like a lost cause.
Yeah, and it's like, especially in my industry, if I speak up about any of these things, it's like I could just
Mhm.
feel the hate in the community. Like
Yeah.
all the
Yeah,
people that I've known
I
for
see
10
that.
years, like for 12 years, it's like I speak up about things and say my opinion, and I don't have hate or I'm not like angry or anything. I'm just sharing like, what about this, and people just like, how dare you, and then like
Right.
I feel it, and then
Uh-huh.
I can't be afraid though, because it's like, yeah, I'll probably miss out on some work, but at the same time that pushes me to want to do everything on my own.
Right. It seems to be the best way for you anyway. You'll come out, your soul will be intact, and you won't sell out anything. You'll do what you know is right.
Yeah.
And
Because I
keep
don't
away
think
from that
life isn't about getting money. Like
Right.
that should come secondary.
that just comes.
Like life,
Yeah.
like you need to have money, but to me, it's like life is about freedom. Like I want to access freedom, even if we're not really free. I think that there's freedom in being ourselves. Not being controlled. Like I know that we're all a product of our influences, and that the world shapes us no matter what. But at the same time, like I wanna keep fighting for that inner light to be able to shine, where I could really be honest about what I think and not be afraid to speak up.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Yeah. Freedom is dangerous. It can. People can fall by the wayside by it, but if you stick to freedom in all it entails, it's better for society. It's better for mankind. Period.
Hey, Big Bump, you think that mayor of Chicago, Lightfoot, looks like an abandoned tree sloth?
Like Gollum. Yeah.
You talking about Beetlejuice?
She looks nuts.
Yeah. She's a weirdo.
She's got the biggest forehead this side of the Mississippi.
5 head.
She got a 5, and when she salutes like this.
She's horrible, man.
Yeah,
She's
poor,
like a
poor Chicago, bro. Like
little demon.
that state is just, it's all bad, bro. All bad.
Yeah, that's almost a lost cause. Period. It might as well be another country.
Heck yeah. I was telling Trevor there was a new tweet from some activist up in Frisco, and they said that they managed to shut down their second jailhouse. I don't know if it's like a local small jail, but they were all because they're saying that they're over incarcerating black people. So gotta just shut them down and release everybody.
So they're releasing people and then arresting people for having a business.
We're having a what?
They're releasing people that have committed crimes, real crimes,
Oh, yeah.
and then they're arresting people that are keeping their business open. You know what I thought of?
Right.
Like
Yeah.
this is an analogy I thought, like, it makes sense though. Like, you could not have a virus, right? You could be completely healthy, but you're forced to wear a mask, right, for the protection of other people. But you could have an STD, you could have AIDS, and you're not forced to wear a condom.
Yeah. Right, you're not. Yeah. It's bizarre world, man. Everything is flipped.
Insane.
It's insane. Now, you can, stores would tell you prior, 2 months ago, don't come in here with a mask. Now, you come in here with a mask.
Yeah, and they don't provide it.
And they don't provide it. Yeah.
Hey, Big Bump, do you think
Yeah.
a Christian can be a capitalist?
Yeah, definitely.
And
Christians are capitalists.
Why would they not be?
just curious, just wondering.
Yeah.
Some people say there are those Christians out there who say that it's not God's way.
Why? Well, if you believe that, I want to hear your reasoning, because to me, there's an order to life, and life is about capitalizing. You have to. It's like we just watched this movie the other night, and it was like an attempt on like trying to convince people that, communist and socialism is a good thing. It was called Platform. You ever heard of that? The Platform?
The Platform. I'm not sure.
It's about this prison, right? And it's all these levels. It's got like 250 levels, and each floor is 2 different prisoners. And in the middle of it is this platform of food that comes up. And so all the people at the top eat first, and whatever they don't eat comes down to the next person and the next person. So the people at the bottom never end up getting food. And so it's
But they would if everyone would just ration.
yeah, if everyone just ate their portion, then everybody would. But it's like, it's stupid to me, because that analogy is like, I don't know who would believe that and compare it to the world, because that's prison. That's
right. Yeah.
and who's supplying the food? In a free market, we have the opportunity to grow our own food, to provide ourselves. If we put in the work for it. So. Yeah, I don't know. Go check out that movie. You'll see.
Okay.
Yeah, it's got some
I get what you're saying.
hints of communism.
Yeah.
It sounded like an interesting concept, but then it got right into class and basically saying that you can't be on a higher levels, you can't be in a higher class without being inherently greedy. Like it's just you're gonna be greedy.
Yeah, and the flaw in that movie too is that in America we should have equal opportunity, right? In that movie, there's not equal opportunity. You're on different levels. It's like there's not going to be equal outcome, because the outcome only is determined by what you put in.
Yeah, there's no ladder, because in the real world you can start on a low level, but there's a ladder that you can find or build yourself a ladder to get up.
That's why I think capitalism should be the Christian way, because you get what you put in. That means you have the opportunity to do and be whatever you want. And look at how many people there are that are successful of all ethnicities. If what they say is true about systematic racism and all those things, then I should be doing better than people that I know that are not the same color as me, and that's not the case.
Right.
Big Bump, T Warrior wants to know if you can beatbox better than Bad Bobby Benson.
Probably to my baby, my daughter, the newborn. Yeah, she likes when I beatbox with her, but no.
I didn't even know you could beatbox.
I can't.
but he tries.
Yeah, ask her. She's like, yeah.
But you're black. You're supposed to be able to dance and sing and beatbox.
I know, huh?
You remember Rozelle?
Yeah.
Rozelle was amazing.
Yeah, Rozelle was dope. Yeah.
If you knew. That's all I got.
If your mother only knew.
Yeah, right. Yeah, I have to be stereotypical.
Bismarck Key was another good beatboxer.
Yes. And Dougie Fresh.
I forgot about Dougie Fresh.
There's some crazy beatboxers now. Like on a whole nother level than Rozelle.
Right.
They do like dubstep and stuff. It's pretty nuts.
Man.
Yeah.
Oh baby.
You got any more questions, brother?
Nah, man. I just want to show some support and love. That's all.
I appreciate it, man.
Thank you, bro.
Yeah, for sure.
All right,
Tell
brother.
tell your
You guys have a
family
good
we said
one.
hello.
Maybe I'll come through one of these days, you guys.
Yeah,
Yes,
come,
sir.
come again, bro.
You know. Yeah. All right.
We'll
I'll
have
let
a-
you know. When I have a free minute.
We'll have a beatbox and we'll all beat off.
Oh shit. And on
That's
that
insane.
note.
All right. All right. Later, bump.
All right, guys. Yeah. Later.
See you later. Wow. So call in, guys.
Give us a call, Raymond.
808-5. Oh, he's on?
Well, no, he just said he really likes this show because it's fun. You get to talk about everything from politics to music and whatnot.
Sweet. Yeah, I mean, it's just open field, man. Because I think that
Black Toria.
conversations should be more about discovering with people. You know, not proving who's right and who's wrong,
Unknown caller.
but
Damn.
discovering, new perspectives together. Like, that's what it should be.
Call from
T-Warrior.
Oh, snap. It's about to go down.
Hello, mate.
Hello, mate. How are you?
I'm doing fine. Top of the morning, yes?
Hey,
morning, eh?
got me finger stuck in me bum.
Hello, Governor.
Yeah. Oh, man. Hey, I got a question.
Shoot.
Yeah.
I got a question, okay? Because y'all are talking about taxes. I was just having a conversation with a dude at work about this, and it's very controversial to Christians when you mention this. I mean, like, church-going, Bible-thumping Christians, this is a very controversial question. Here's my question.
Shoot.
Where does the Bible command Christians to tithe?
To tithe.
I'm tithing my whole life.
I'm not a Bible thumper, so I don't know. Couldn't tell you. Maybe the Bible go-to guy could.
So where does it say to tithe? I mean, I haven't memorized the book, but I could have sworn there's a passage in there that says that we should give a portion.
He could have sworn.
I could have sworn, but I didn't swear.
marijuana.
What do you think, T? Do you know if there's a passage in there?
Well, I know for a fact that nowhere in the Bible are Christians commanded to tithe.
Wow.
Nowhere. And I could challenge anybody to show me that, show me where Christians are commanded to tithe. The whole tithing system was set up in Israel because Israel was a theocracy. They didn't have a king. They didn't have the type of government that was going on around them. So they had to have a system where things were provided for the people who didn't have, like the fatherless, the widows, and also the Levitical priesthood, because they didn't have an inheritance in Israel. So the whole tithing system was set up. Trevor, you got this.
Yeah. I'm hearing you, bro. I'm trying to find those good pockets.
Hey, that sounds like one of my uncles, man, in the background.
Yeah.
Tell him about it, boy.
That's what it is. That's your hype man.
Hey, but yeah, seriously, a lot of preachers are preaching about tithing, and there's nowhere in the Word where Christians are commanded to tithe. The whole system was set up as a method for forgiveness of sins, but there was really no salvation in the Old Testament. The Old Testament really just showed you your sins. So that whole system, okay, you did this sin, here's the sacrifice for that. This sin, there's the sacrifice for that, right?
I want my money back.
Are you comparing taxation to tithing?
Yeah, because if you tell a Christian that they have to tithe, a lot of preachers use Malachi chapter 3, wherein have you robbed God in tithes and offering? You are cursed with a curse, this whole house, so on and so forth, right? And they use that to goad people into giving tithes, because who wants to be cursed? Oh no, if I don't give 10% of my earnings, I'm going to be cursed, So a lot of slick preachers are using that, and people are falling for it. But there's no scripture to back up Christians giving tithes.
Well, anything that intrudes on my freedom, like no one should have the authority to force anybody to do anything. And I think part of like the whole taxation thing is, you know, because we're forced to give, we have no room to give from the heart. You know, I think if the world had room to give from the heart, it would be totally different.
Yeah.
Hey,
Yeah.
T Warrior.
Yeah.
Law Dog had a comment. He's saying that Nehemiah reestablishes the tithe. Nehemiah 10:35 to verse 37. I don't
That
know
has
what
nothing to
that
do
is.
with Christian.
Was
That
that?
had nothing to do with Christian.
Ah, gotcha. So it's still
That
having to
wasn't
do with
Christian.
like the
That was
citizens.
still Israelite.
Gotcha.
It's an Israelite.
Jesus couldn't pay tithes. And the reason why, if he would have gave any tithes, he would have been breaking the law. Because he didn't own land in Israel. He didn't even have a house. So, in order to give tithes, you had to own land in Israel. And you had to be born of Israel. You couldn't just waddle on over and say, hey, man, there was not even a monetary tithe. There was no tithe that was money at all. So when people say, see, you need to give on your first fruit because God is so bless you. When they say all that stuff, they're being doctors, bro, you know? It's a big trick, and it stemmed from the Catholic Church. Because they were all about that, you know, giving indulgences for sin, and if you get this much money, your sin will be forgiven, so on and so forth. So they tried to mesh that aspect of Judaism into Christianity or into Catholicism, and there's no such practice in the Church of God. So if you look at the scriptures, the Apostle Paul, and I know he did, but he in his teaching he said, don't give out of necessity. That means compulsory giving. You know, when you give something, like if you don't pay your rent, they're going to kick you out of your house. So you have to pay that. If you don't pay your light bill, they're going to turn your lights off. So you have to pay that. But giving should be a free will. You know, I have this.
You're cutting out.
Come back to your phone, T.
Yeah, stay on the phone, sir. Stay on the phone.
The stream went down?
No, you sound like you were pulling the phone away.
You say what?
You were cutting in and out like you were pulling the phone away from.
This is an Obama phone.
Yeah.
That's
Can you hear me?
I can hear you.
I can hear you now.
Oh, yeah. I mean, that's just a slick message, man. You know, the preacher sitting around with purple alligator skin shoes on and got a Lexus.
Yeah, there's a lot of preachers, and they use religion and Christianity and all that to manipulate and pull on the heartstrings to get things, you know, and it's like, it ain't it.
I'm going to tell you, man, I don't know if I told y'all this, but I used to be an assistant pastor. And I started in ministry when I was 23 years old. And so I learned a lot of that stuff. I used to preach that people had to tithe. So I understand that whole aspect. And when I really researched it, and I understood that a lot of that stuff is just completely wrong, man.
So you were a shakedown artist.
No, I wasn't no shakedown artist. I wasn't like, you know, I wasn't trying to be slick or like swindle nobody. But what I'm saying is that doctrine of tithing, I taught that. I understood that. That's what I learned. But I learned that doctrine, you know.
What do you think about preachers like Joel Osteen and what's the big black guy's name? That big preacher, the mega preacher.
T.D. Jakes.
Yeah. What do you think about their whole prosperity gospel and how they focus on that?
I think they're full of crap.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Jesus said the foxes have holes, the birds have nests, but the Son of Man have nowhere to lay his head. So why wasn't he out there saying, you know, I need a new robe, and if you bring a little bit more, it's gonna bless you. Yeah. Like,
Don't ask no questions.
Don't ask. Jesus, look, you know what Jesus was doing though? They didn't want to kill Jesus because he was healing people. They wanted to kill him because he was hitting their pockets, man.
Yeah.
He was out here really changing people's lives, and it was messing up their pocketbook. Because they were busy standing on the street corner being charlatans and shysters, and Jesus is coming changing lives, healing people, telling people take up your bed and walk, you know. And so they were seeing this, and people are flocking to this carpenter's son.
He's just a musty carpenter. Why are they going talking to him? And so that's why they really hated him. They wanted him gone because he was messing up that money. So all these guys out here talking about God has a new anointing and if you send me this much, he's going to double it. Man, that's garbage, dude. That's a complete lie from the pits of hell. Because there's no amount of money that's going to bring you true peace and joy. It might bring you temporary happiness, but peace and joy only comes from God. That's it, through Christ Jesus. So all those guys, these guys with these churches got 80,000 people in there, got a Starbucks and all that, but you never hear them preaching repentance.
Right.
You never hear them preaching salvation. You never hear them preaching turn away from those wicked things. They're preaching about look at your boy Osteen. If you just wake up in the morning, you smile and you think about everything that's just positive, and you look inside, and God's just going to show you everything, and I tell you, it's going to be all right. Now buy my book. You know what?
Yeah, it's
what
all
does
like
that
this.
have to do?
It sounds like a bunch of self-help, and it's always just ego stroking and.
Because what it is it's just entertainment. It's like temporarily making you feel like you're getting something. It's playing off the emotions of people as opposed to the actual truth, which doesn't have a feeling to it. It's just discernment of right and wrong.
Yeah.
It's kind of like how you were doing that impersonation of a Baptist preacher. My track buddy, he took me to a Baptist church up here in Lancaster, and I have to say, like, it was like good entertainment. It was like a concert.
Yeah.
And he's like, and they always do the little pauses, and I went to the mountain, and it's interesting. So you feel real emotional, but like you're right, like you don't really get anything out of it in terms of repentance and how to be a better person.
No.
You just get excitement.
See, and that's one thing you ask people, and I'm going to tell you, black people got it real bad. Like, we love that emotional jumping around, falling out, passing out church. We love that because you're not really getting no message. You're getting a lot of entertainment. But if you ask a person, what did you get out of that message, or what did the preacher preach? They can be like, oh, well, he sure did preach. Yeah, but what did he preach? Oh, he got up there and he got to the word, man. Yeah, but what did he preach? They won't be able to tell you. That style of preacher started during the Great Depression because people stopped going to church.
It makes sense to get them all back up out of the depression and get them all excited again.
Yeah, people stopped going to church. They was like, "Now I need to work. I need to scrape up some money." And so the pastor was like, "Well, I need to scrape up money too."
Mm-hmm.
So they would put on these big bright zoot suits and stand on top of chairs and do these big charismatic sermons to get people talking, to get people back in the church. So all that little hooping and hollering and falling around and all that garbage, that's how that started. But
Don't ask no questions.
Don't ask no questions.
Don't ask.
Welcome to the First Ebenezer Catacona Catholic Baptist Pentecostal Church on the side of the road in Jericho, House of Prayer.
You sound like Arsenio Hall from Coming to America.
What's up with Deacon Jones?
Yeah, Deacon Jones, is that you?
Deacon Jones!
Sister Roberta Patterson.
Hey, look, man, I'm telling you, when you get to the root of it, a lot of churches are full of garbage, bro.
Oh, yeah.
Somebody asked me about the buildings. Like, how are we supposed to pay for the building if we're not getting tithes? I'm like, look, dude, when the church started, they weren't meeting in a big old building with a cross on top of it. They were actually meeting in people's houses in small groups, hiding out in the woods and stuff like that because they were in occupied territory.
Yep.
They were getting their heads chopped off. So right now, if Christian persecution started in America right now, man, you'll have so many people being turncoats. I'm not really a Christian. I'm just spiritual, so you don't have to kill us. But those guys over there in the corner, they're the real deal,
We were just I was talking to Trevor about that, how this pandemic and how easily people have been listening like good little sheep makes it very obvious that if the right people got power and wanted to come after Christians or white males or anybody who opposes them, who's a nationalist and a Christian, you'd be turned in like that. Because they're just such good listeners. They would all just want to be like, I don't want to get in trouble.
Yep.
Yeah, it's nuts.
Yeah, people. Go ahead, man. I hear you. I can't hear you over that smooth jazz in the background, man.
Black Stepdad wants to know what you think of Kenneth Copeland.
That guy needs to get saved if he can, man. He's a wicked man. He's a very wicked man.
Who is that guy?
I saw him. He's a preacher. He's the preacher that got up there and said, I don't care if you're shut in your house, you still need to send in those tithes. Don't use that as an excuse. You send those tithes in.
Wow.
And have you seen this guy?
No.
The Bible says the eyes are the windows to the soul, and that man has a black soul. He said, I wouldn't be surprised if this dude had a couple of people killed before, man. Like, dude, look up his video. This dude is, man, he's a wicked man. Him, Chris,
Oh my God! I have seen this guy. I just googled it. You seen this guy, Trevor? Look at this dude's eyes.
What's up with him?
I couldn't hear
That's
you.
that. I just googled the guy's name, and yeah, I've seen his crazy face before.
Yeah,
That guy
yeah,
is nuts.
he's a wicked man.
Yeah, he looks
A lot
possessed.
of
He looks
a lot of
nuts.
those television preachers aren't they're not saved, man. Joel Osteen, I saw a video. No, actually, I read a transcript. He went on Larry King Live. This was early 2000s, right? And Larry King asked him. He said, "Go ahead and admit that God doesn't exist." He said, and I'm paraphrasing because I can't remember verbatim, but he said, if somebody doesn't believe in Christ, will they go to hell? Joel Osteen, this mighty preacher, says, well, I don't know. I've been to India, and they have their gods, and they believe the way they do, so I really don't know. I believe God is on the inside of us, and God is who you want him to be. Now, you just call and order my book for $19.95. No, but that guy's a shyster.
Yeah, these guys.
So,
And I mean, I remember hearing about that as a kid, like at the end of days or whatever, there'd be more and more of these fake preachers kind of leading everyone the wrong way, and that they would outnumber the few good ones. And it seems that way. Like, I don't know too many people like Jesse. I know Roy Masters, Jesse, Trevor got me into Derek Prince, an older guy I think who's passed on. But there's very few of those preachers who actually are honest about what you really need to do to be a Christian.
Yeah. Trav, I can't hear, man, with that keyboard.
Yeah.
Is it too loud? Yeah.
Yeah.
I can't hear, man. You interrupting me or too.
I can never get a good gauge of how loud it is for you, because to me, it's not very loud.
Oh, it's Obama phone, man. Obama phone.
Because the phone is closer to the speakers, so my bad.
Oh,
I guess
it's
it was
all
the
right,
Spirit
man.
of the Lord.
So T, what do you think?
but,
Do you think a Christian can be that Christianity and capitalism can exist, and they're not contradictory in any way?
You said capitalism?
Yeah, and Christianity. Do you think that they contradict in any way?
No, not at all, man. I think that capitalism is right, dude. I mean, that's business, If I have a fish stand and I'm selling fish and people like my fish, well, then they're going to buy it and I can open up more fish stands. And then you have the right, if you got a better fish stand, you set up, they can go and buy your stuff. You know what I mean? That's capitalism. I mean, you got the bigger, better fish stand. Hey, mine loses. I got to do something else. I mean, that's business. That's how, stuff works.
I agree. If you're selling crap and you don't sell it, it's on you. Sell better product.
Hey, go do something else. Make some cookies or something. But about taxes, man, could you imagine because I think that there are certain, and I hate to say it, but I have to be honest about it. I think that certain taxes are necessary in the society we live in now. Like when you talk about things for infrastructure, like the highway and all that stuff, well, you imagine if every road was private, man, you'd have to spend $50 just to get to work because you have to pay a toll every time you get to a doggone stop sign.
Yeah.
Oh, this is Ray Ray's street right here. You got $7, and then you get up the block, and then Craig and Pookie, they want to charge you extra, because they built that road, So I think certain taxes are necessary, but I think stuff like property taxes is ridiculous.
Yeah, that's ridiculous.
Like how can I buy land and I own it, but you're still making me pay for it after I bought it?
Right,
That
and if you don't
sense.
pay those taxes, they can take it away. So you never really owned it then.
Yep. I don't know if y'all saw the comment I put, but I said they need to put taxes on weaves, do-rags, and gold teeth. That'll balance everything out.
Yeah, speaking of weird stuff like that, I don't know why it popped in my head, but you know they have essential businesses that they're saying that weed dispensaries are essential, right? They're going to stay open. Abortion clinics are essential. They'll stay open. But the churches are closed, so it's not essential for you to go in a hard time like this to go do what you need to do with your own religion.
Well, I guess mosques are essential too because they're still open.
Yeah, they got a free pass.
Yeah.
Yeah, they're not gonna say nothing to them Allahu Akbars.
Yeah.
They'll blow them up.
Oh.
What is essential? Is there like just one? Who decides that? Who's the dictator to say what is essential and what's not? Isn't each person have different essentials in their life?
Exactly, man. And I think that the people who cave to that, it's really their fault. Because how can you tell an American citizen they're not allowed to have their business open because you feel like it? Like, that is insane to me. I mean, that idea is just so unconstitutional, so non-American. For them to go to somebody, this person probably spent 30 years building that business up. And then you come along and say, your business is not essential. No one needs cupcakes. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, that's crazy to me that they're doing that, and people are just cool with it. People are cool with it.
It brings up a good point. I had one of the girls who follows us online has been kind of watching the show. She asked earlier, I think last night, what if this pandemic, whether it's real or not, but if making everyone wear a mask would help, like the way she said was, what's the big deal if you just wear your mask and I wear my mask so we help each other? And I told her that you can't force me to wear it. I get that that's your intention, but you can't force me because it opens the door and sets precedent for other things to force me to do. What do you think about that?
Yeah, I think it's 100% true. I mean, they're going to battle testicular cancer by making every man wear skirts.
Like Trevor had a good example. Like, are you going to make people who have HIV?
Yeah, if you have HIV or AIDS, you're not forced to wear a condom.
Yeah.
No. Excuse me, sir, that's a non-essential sex move, you butt pirate.
Get
out of that man's treasure.
It's so insane to me because if you don't have anything, you don't have COVID-19, you're forced to wear a mask. But if you have AIDS or HIV or herpes or whatever, you're not forced to wear a condom. So it's insane.
No, but it's nobody's job. I think even the fact that they make it a law for you to wear your seatbelt is ridiculous.
Yeah.
Like, I'm a grown man driving my own vehicle, and you're telling me I need to put on my seatbelt that I paid for. I need to put it on so I'll be safe in my vehicle.
Right.
That's silly.
Our safety is our responsibility.
Yeah, the word safety, when they use it, is really just control. That's it.
Yep.
Because the
Benjamin Franklin said,
police are not responsible for my safety. They're responsible to enforce the law, protect and serve. And the only time they need to protect me is from when there's a criminal or a law being broken. And then they serve because we are the people who hire them with our tax dollars. So they're absolute authoritarian, a lot of them.
Yep. So this is our world, but I'm still optimistic though. I think God blessed us with a really good president, and so we're still early in the year. We don't know what tomorrow's gonna bring. So the way I live my life is every day, day by day. Because I can't wake up. What about 5 months from now? What's gonna happen? Like, I don't even know what I'm doing tomorrow.
Exactly.
So that's how I live it, brother.
And I agree, man. But society and school and everybody distracts people, makes people want to be historians and bring the history of the past of people that have to do nothing with us into the present. When it's like you're worried about what James did last Sunday. It's like, well, you did this. It's like it trains people to be divided, and I think it's designed that way.
Yep. Yeah, division is a very powerful tool.
Yeah, if you can demoralize and corrupt, then you could change.
Yeah. But all right, fellas, gonna go ahead and get off the line. I'm pretty sure somebody else is hot and bothered, ready to call. So
I appreciate it,
enjoy
T.
talking to y'all.
Thank you,
Good
T.
talk with you.
Always
All right.
good.
My warrior.
All right, y'all take care, man.
Later, T.
Awesome. Alright, who's next? Numbers in the description. What's that number again, Trevor, for these fine people?
308-5559.
I believe the only battle we can win is the spiritual battle.
I think there's other battles we can win.
Been to a sit-down restaurant for lunch lately? How about a haircut? Can't say that I have, Matt. Can't say that I have. Matt has a good little history hint. Says, go look up what Congress did when FDR, Franklin Delano Roosevelt, put the Republic in bankruptcy, and that's when the corporation of the United States began. I don't doubt it, man. It's a lot. There's a lot of legal technicalities. That's how they work. They work within the law, but they know how to manipulate it so that it works in their favor, and they keep us ignorant. Like the tax code, they make things confusing, so it discourages you from getting better at it, even attempting it, and basically puts the leverage on their side. Yeah, good call, T. Thank you for calling in. Is T Big Bump? No, T is T from San Antonio, Texas. Big Bump is on the track with Trevor Wesley for stand-up, and he lives out here with us in LA. We all met at Bond. Matt is always wilding out on Facebook. Matt is a bold white man. UCC. Uniform commercial codes. I'm not T, and T is not me. But they're both black, Steven, so you're right about that.
Yeah.
30% Joel.
Where's Joel at? Oh yeah, he's in bed. That's right. He goes to bed at 6 p.m. Has dinner at 2.
Yep.
You can probably hear these neighbors stomping away. They walk like they got boats on their shoes.
Yeah. What's their favorite movie again?
Stomp the yard.
Concrete Cement Shoes.
Insane.
T Warrior says, my real initials are TW. First name Terrence. Well, if that ain't a black name, I don't know what is.
Terrence?
Terrence. Terrence.
I know some Terrences. TW, that's my initials too.
That is true. T-Dub. T-Dub. Terrence Wesley.
That would be Trevor.
Trevor. I worked with a dude whose name was D. Edward. D apostrophe Edward. So we would all joke around the office and just put a D in front of everyone's name. So it'd be DeMatt, DeRichard, DeRoxana.
I just Trevor. I left the D out. She'll get that later.
Hence T Warrior. I get it. It makes sense. I think it's time for Trevor's musical break.
I feel like I've been playing the whole time, but I don't even know what to play. Here's a song. This one goes out to the Lord, baby Jesus, right here. Song for you. Goes just like this. You're the love of my life, the love of my life. Put you before anything. It's you I see when I close my eyes. There was a time I was lost without you. Couldn't see no shooting stars without you. It's crazy how some days I forget how precious life is with you. Take the limelight, it's a fine night. Let's celebrate your heaven's sake. Don't be afraid, shake what your mama gave her. Cause I'm amazed by you, every little thing that you do. You're the love of my life, the love of my life. Put you before anything. It's you I see when I close my eyes. The love of my life, the love of my life. Put you before anything. It's you I see when I close my eyes. Yeah. So don't forget to call. Make sure you get involved. We can talk about anything, even your mom. Yeah. So come on down. I started trying to make a song. What was it? I forgot how it goes. I had this idea. I forget. But there's the other song. I gotta finish it. It's a good song. It goes. There's an elephant in the room, and everyone knows it's you. Hard to believe it's true. The elephant in the room is you. There's an elephant in the room, and no one knows what to do. It's hard to believe it's true. The elephant in the room is you. I forgot how it goes. Crap! Is you. Yeah.
I like it.
And then there'd be like a little part that changes, like an elephant doesn't dump it on time. Crap. There's an elephant in the room. You tell I'm out of it right now. I'm pretty tired. I've had the craziest schedule, man, which is no schedule. I think we went to bed. I went to bed this morning at like we went to bed. You like that? Like 10 in the morning, man.
Grace has a question. What is going to be the first thing you do after we're fully open and free to move about? Quarantine is fully lifted.
First thing I'm gonna do, probably just go out and hang with people, go eat some food at a restaurant.
Yeah, I want to go get breakfast at a diner. I love diners. I want to get some bacon, eggs, that French toast at Conrad's.
Hell yeah.
And then hit the gym. I just want to go to the gym and eat breakfast at diners again. My two favorite things: gym and diners, and
Well,
church.
You still hang out with Jim.
I do. He's a fine young man. Trevor, sing a song about snakes in the snake pit. David asked, "You really think it'll go back to the way it was?"
I hope so.
I sure do. David.
I hope it gets better than it was.
I think for sure there's going to be some residual. People are going to be acting weird and acting nuts like you got the plague or something and wearing masks. I'm sure some businesses will want to keep some of those health mandates in order, but I hope they take it down. Take down those silly screens. Don't make people wear masks to buy your products. It's dumb. Just get back to living.
I'm hopeful that a lot of the people that are deceiving us and capitalizing off of us Americans in the wrong way, the deceitful way, will all be exposed. Because every day there's one new piece of evidence and one more article exposing people. I remember like a month ago, 2 months ago, it's like you knew something was coming, and 3 months ago, like we've known things are coming, and it's slowly but surely unraveling. And I think that if there's this crazy deceitful nature of the elites of the top
Unknown caller.
happening, it's going to take a while to really unravel it properly. But I really hope that it happens.
Heck yeah.
Steven.
Yeah.
To accept, press 1.
What's up, Steven? You're on the air.
Hey, how's it going?
Yeah.
Good, buddy. How you doing?
Doing all right. Thanks. I
Marijuana.
don't got much to say tonight. I just was going to tell you all thank you for the other night when I called. It was very insightful and very helpful.
Oh, good.
No problem, man.
Yeah, it
Anytime.
was like, in a semi-dark place, and you guys kind of helped me pull through, and so I've been feeling good the last few days.
Hell yeah.
That's
So I
what's
just
up,
want to say
man.
I appreciate that.
Yeah, isn't that crazy, man? Like, I know sometimes we could get in that dark place, but it's like the only thing we need to realize is that every moment passes, and then you look back and you're
Right.
like, damn, it's over.
Yeah.
Right on.
And there is no real dark place. It is all just in your head, and it's
Yeah.
sometimes like I said, we talked about the other night. Sometimes you just aren't ready to step out of your imagination, and it's okay. You can stay up there and suffer a bit,
Yeah,
but
that's right.
as long as you observe that it is imagination.
One thing I haven't ever really practiced, and I've been giving it a shot lately, is the silent prayer, and it's really starting to help me. So that's one thing I'm very grateful for that Jesse has brought into my life.
Yeah, there's another prayer that's very similar. Check out his name's Roy Masters, and he has
Roy
a silent
Masters,
prayer.
okay.
He has a silent prayer too that is like it's about observing yourself, and
Okay.
it's awesome.
Sweet, yeah, I'll definitely check it out.
Yeah, he's you could tell that he definitely had a big influence on Jesse, and it's the same kind of truth that he woke up to is what Jesse woke up to, and what we're all waking up to.
Nice.
But it's nice because it's a different person, and he explains it in his own way,
Yeah.
and it's just like
It's
Trevor
a good
having.
feeling that there's a lot of people out there with the same sort of vibe,
Yeah, there are. You just not everybody's on YouTube, or you don't hear these people, but they're there. We're not alone, and we're not unique with our
Right.
problems.
Well, cool. Well, that's basically it, fellas. I just wanted to call in and say thank you, and love y'all, and
Love you too,
have
man.
a great night.
You too, brother. Take care.
Thanks, Steven.
All right, take care.
Thanks for
Later
support,
on.
man. Sweet. Well, that's good news.
Yeah. That's what we're here for, fellowship. No matter what's going on, you're always welcome. You're always on time. No one's gonna get mad at you for sharing your opinion. Let's see. I think we missed something in here. Oh, you were kind of touching on this. they're asking, what do you think about, and have you been following General Flynn and the whole Spygate thing with the Russian hoax?
See, I don't know too much about it. I hear little pieces, but I don't know.
Yeah, I've been following it pretty heavily. You know, the whole QAnon and everything. Even before that, before Q, just politics in general. And yeah, it's legit. Like Flynn was set up by the Obama administration, and they're finally starting to talk about that. Like Trevor said, it takes time to unravel these things. And the one promising thing is that now that Flynn has basically been exonerated just by the fact that they're talking about the evidence, not formally, but now we know, it hopefully it's just a matter of time before they actually start throwing those names into the pot and start saying it was Obama, it was Hillary, it was the entire administration that was illegally spying and wiretapping on people and trying to unseat a duly elected president, which is treason and sedition. And it is punishable by death or long prison sentences. So we can only hope.
Yeah. I hope, all this stuff comes together, you know. And I have heard a lot about that stuff, but I don't know enough to really speak on it. I don't want to be one of those people that, like, you know, talk about things and try to convince people things because I heard it and I want that to be true. So I'd rather just be like, I'll let you talk about it, man, because he knows more, you know. I don't know.
Chris Hawk says he's in Idaho. He said it's 9:24 p.m. and there's still sunlight.
That's amazing.
That's beautiful. Yeah, I'm trying to get to Idaho this year. I want to go take a road trip. I was telling this guy about it. I got a buddy out there, just outside of Boise, but he grew up in Caldwell. But it looks beautiful, man. I want to see the north. I want to go to Bonner's Ferry, see Coeur d'Alene, all of it. Looking up Roy Masters now, says the name is Betty. I remember seeing a comment on one of Jesse's videos about a similar old dude, and I think this might be him. It definitely is. He is that old dude.
Yeah, check out the vintage Roy Masters videos he got from back in the day. He has a live audience, talks to him, and he really speaks. He has a profound way of speaking, and he's, you know, very similar to Jesse.
Very. Oh, Mrs. Kamala, Mrs. Hidalgo is in the chat.
Mrs. Vitiligo.
Vitiligo.
What's cracking?
She also knows about Roy Masters. He's also based out of Oregon, Eugene, just out somewhere in town there. Yeah, she says the meditation is lit. He actually had a good point, and Roy does have a really good description of how to do the silent prayer, with one extra tip that I know he found helpful.
Yeah, for sure.
Which was, he said keep one hand hanging down.
Well, let them find it, man. You don't expose it. Go find the video.
Do it. It keeps your focus on something, like your hand hanging on the side. But look up Roy Masters meditation. He explains it very well. Let's see. All fun. I heard David thinks Airbnb is done. Mortgages are going to start defaulting, or people will default on the mortgages. Epstein goes, blah, blah, blah. Alpha wings, no such thing as a boneless wing. It's a nugget. Let's see. Spygate, Pizzagate. Yeah. Pizzagate. Yeah, it was never debunked. It's absolutely real. Just gotta look it up. Look up Comet Ping Pong, the owner, James Alefantis, a play on the French term Je t'aime l'enfance, I love children. And look at his Instagram page, Jimmy Comet, all kinds of creepy stuff. Especially the art. Look at the artwork they would hang up in that pizza parlor. But drain the swamp, make it illegal for the federal government to own land or buildings. Go look in the Constitution on what the Fed is supposed to be. On that note, look up Lavoy Finicum and the Bundy standoff. That's actually deals with that issue that the government has land they shouldn't own. They just keep land.
We got a call. Yes. Hell yes.
Omar.
Omar, that's Black Stepdad. You're on the air.
What up, man?
What's up, buddy?
What's the word?
Nothing. Just chilling. Got back from a little walk around the block. You know?
A little walk around the block. So
Yeah.
I saw you said you're gonna propose to your girl this year.
Yeah, that's right.
Amazing. What's his name?
his name is Jesse.
Jesse. Oh, wow. Sounds cute. That's crazy. How long have you been getting to know this girl?
Getting to know.
Getting to know her.
Getting to know her. I would say about a year.
Nice. That's a good minimum amount of time. That's for sure. Are you gonna wait? I thought you were gonna wait the 7 years.
7 years.
Nah. At my age, nah, no thanks, man. I'm 33.
33. You're just in time. You'll be 40.
Yeah, imagine waiting 6 years and on the 7th year you find out she ain't it.
Oh yeah, that would suck.
Nah, that's way too long. I
So-
don't want to wait that long.
Has this girl? Does she know about the whole forgiveness thing, and does she know about Jesse and all that good stuff?
Yeah, she's familiar with it.
Does she agree with it?
To a certain degree, but there could be room for growth.
For sure. So are you gonna be the head of your wife?
For sure. She already knows that.
Oh, ooh, she does, huh?
Yeah, stick that in your pipe and smoke it.
You think she's gonna listen?
So I gotta.
Go ahead, shoot. What's your question?
This is more of a music question.
Oh, hell yes.
And
Well, you got a musician right here.
All right. I want to go back to my question. I listen to a lot of punk rock music.
Yeah.
Metal. And do you think that the message of punk rock is something that can be relative to today? What's going on? Fight the system. Don't tell me what to say. You can't say this and that.
That's what punk music is, right? It's more rebellion.
Yeah, pretty much.
Well, I feel like the
You know,
world is so
'cause I-
backwards these days. It's like rebellion actually, like, you could rebel against anything. So it's like, I don't think there's rules, Like, I feel like punk rock really is more of a genre, of a sound. And you could, always talk about whatever you want as long as it feels right,
Yeah, because when I was growing up, when punk was punk, it was more talking about, like, in my eyes, it was talking about more of like the Republican base. Like free rights and protect your rights. Now that people are waking up to the truth, to me, punk rock used to have more of a message than it ever did before, than it ever has now.
Yeah, I haven't really, like, the most punk I listened to was, like, I don't even think it's punk, but it was, like, System of a Down, like, stuff like that. I didn't really listen to punk music. That was more like, I don't know, hard rock, I guess.
Yeah. So, that's all I want to say. Like, I was just tripping out on that. Like, I was listening to some music on the way home from work, and I'm just like, damn, all this stuff is relevant to today. Like, your the freedom of speech is being taken away. The right to bear arms, all that stuff is being taken away.
Yeah, I want to do that, man. I want to implement more of that kind of stuff into the music I make. And I guess it is kind of tricky to talk about certain subjects when it comes to, especially like jazzy kind of music, or like, like, I don't know that. But I think there's a way to do anything if you just do it right.
Yeah.
So what do you do you listen to any Christian punk, Omar?
Christian punk?
Yeah.
I don't know. I've never. There was a band that someone had told me, but it was one ear and out the other.
I'm finicky when it comes to like Christian kind of music, because it's like I don't like stuff that's preachy, like like we are holy, like it just seems super corny, like. But I like the truth in songs, like real, like you could mention God, just not being like a Bible thumper song.
Yeah, that's what throws me off about it too. Like, nah, I don't want to hear about all that.
Yeah, it seems like cheesy,
Yeah.
So Hake says he listens to punk
Anyway.
music. I didn't know that.
Oh, what's up, Hake?
Hake's in the chat.
Oh, it's the Hake Report, not the Rake Report.
You have any other questions, Omar?
Or should we say Bromar?
What's up, Bromar?
Omar. Ilhan Omar.
Ilhan Bromar?
Shilhan.
Nah, I just want to bring that up.
And I don't know if you ever saw about the Nasara Act I had posted on my Instagram today.
What was it?
The Nasara Act?
Nasara?
Nathara Act?
Yeah, it's pretty much saying that they're going to do credit card, mortgage, and I think it's student loan debts are going to be wiped out due to illegal banking and government activities.
Oh yeah, about the whole the resetting of the financial system. That's what they're.
Well, answer me
Hoping
this.
for
What do you think about this? If they do that, right, they forgive the student loans. What about the people that were good people that paid their loans back? Are they going to get a refund? Are they going to get paid back? Or is it just the people that
Well,
didn't pay?
That's what they say. Because of all of what I'm thinking is going to happen is that Trump is going to come in, sweep up, and say, you know what, you guys have been backlogged this amount of money. Here you go. You know.
I mean,
And
nice. I just
you
know
said,
it's,
all the good people that did it, they're going to benefit from it. And the ones that that take the easy way, then so be it.
Hey Omar, there's a question from
Yeah.
the chat, and this is perfect. It's suited to you since you're kind of in that position. The question is, when does a man know he is going to marry a girl? How does he know he's going to marry a girl? Or that girl? How
That's
does
a
he
good question.
Yeah.
I think is when she understands her role in a marriage. When the both of you both have the same idea and the same goal in the long run.
So when
You have that
you realize that she has the same goals?
Yeah, you both have the same mindset. You know.
Is how long did it take you to figure out that this girl had the same mindset?
Oh, like maybe 2 months ago.
2 months ago?
Yeah, it wasn't like right off the bat. Like no way.
Did you share like your positions on things? Does she know where you stand like spiritually, and has she accepted those
Oh yeah,
things?
you know. At first she didn't like it. She was like, no, that's a bunch of like BS, you know. But she saw through time, like, okay, it makes sense. It grew on her.
yeah.
What do you think, Trevor? When would a man know
When would a man know?
that she's the one to marry?
Well, I haven't met the one yet, but I would imagine that it would be definitely that role is in place where it's like, I always relate things to music. It's like when you know a song's a good song, when there's harmony and when there's order and when it just flows, and I think those are the most important things. I can't tell you, because I know that it's not a feeling. It's not like, oh, they make me feel so good. It's gonna be, when that I don't want to have sex with them. I know I felt that before once in a relationship where it's like it was cool and I wasn't doing things the right way, but there was this deeper connection where I just wanted to spend time with them. I enjoyed them, and I think in that I think that even though the roles weren't right, there was still order in it in that she looked up to me, and so not that I looked down on her, but like she had a respect for me, and at least that's how it seemed. And so she would come to me for advice. I would help her out on things. But back then it was like I was also beta because I would share my problems. It was like a friendship thing, and I like friendship. I just think that it should be more of a
mutual respect.
Yeah, mutual respect, but also a different respect. Like I know I want my lady to be able to trust in me no matter what, or she's gonna trust me more than herself.
Yeah, I would say that I don't think that the woman is ever going to be. You're not going to wait for a woman to come around and be 100%. Like I don't think that's the question. The question is, are you one as a man? Do you have that peace and that insight to know that you're willing and able to lead? And like Trevor says, that she can trust enough to come to you to get that advice. That it should be you're the one solving her problems. She's not solving your problems.
Yeah, and I do think that there are certain skills I'm not good at being organized, right? And I'm not good with certain things, and so I don't think it's beta that if I find a woman that is good at those things, she can do those things. I think it would be if she ran the show, but if I know those things, I can see, oh wow, you're good at this, and I'm the one that's like, hey, you do this, and I'll I don't know. It's not, and it's because it's not about being controlling. It's just about utilizing what's there. You know, it's like, what do you got? Like, she's good at this, I'm good at that. That's great, but I'm not being,
Yeah.
you know, I don't want to be run over where I'm controlled, where I got a mom for a, you know, a lady.
And I believe that's how we are, honestly. She knows that I have my strength.
Yeah.
I'm more people friendly. I can talk to them easier than she can. But she'd rather just do that. Like, you know what? She already knows, like, okay, I'll just follow him.
Yeah.
Yeah, I agree.
I'm like, all right, cool. You know, she's totally for it. She's like, I don't want to do any of that. I don't feel like doing it. I'll rather you do it.
Yeah, you gotta just be like when you know you're happy taking a lead, or you know you're at ease taking the lead, and you don't gotta think about it, and you have no problem leading this
Exactly.
woman. Then I think that's what the guy needs to know. It doesn't so much matter that she's gonna be 100% perfect or have that
Yeah,
insight. She's
and
not.
I think that's what goes back to answering the question: how do you know when how do you know that this is the girl you want to marry? When you know that she trusts you.
Yeah.
You know, you just have that feeling.
I
It's
think
like that unspoken word.
she'll always, but she's never gonna always 100% trust you all the time because she's a woman. So that spirit is still susceptible
That's
to that
right.
influence. That's the truth. She can have those moments. So
Yeah.
I'm not looking for 100% because it's never gonna exist. But you're just looking for one. Are you ready, willing, and able to lead that? And is she starting to give you enough of the trust and come to you for the answers to her problems? And that's it. And then you just wait long enough to make sure that you guys have the rest of the values fall in line. That she doesn't believe in abortion and all those crazy things.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, she doesn't. She's not on for that. She's like, no. It's
Are you gonna get make babies as soon as you guys get married?
What was that?
Are you gonna make babies as soon as you get married?
I don't know. Maybe I could maybe a year or two into it.
Data. How you gonna wait?
Why is that data?
I don't know.
You think you should have babies right away?
I think you shouldn't be planning it. So if you're waiting a year, it's because you're not sleeping with her.
Yeah, I want to at least wait 2 years into it.
I don't know, man. Look
You
at
know,
Mark. Mark
her
just.
clock, because I see it as her clock is ticking too.
Yeah. So why are you gonna wait?
Yeah,
But it's all good. You know that's just my take.
I gotta smoke on that, man.
Yeah, I would. I mean, if it happens to me, I'm not waiting. I'm not gonna. You know, like Jesse says, I don't worry about it. I'm not gonna plan it. It just happens.
Yeah, that's a good point.
Yeah, so if you hit a bullseye in your first couple of shots, then hey, so be it.
Yeah, exactly. It makes sense. Might as well just knock it out, get out of the way.
Yeah, don't overthink it because I think if you plan it too much, it doesn't
I
always
just
work
feel
out.
like it's the whole mindset of having things ready, you know?
Yeah, but I don't think we're ever gonna have everything ready. You can always find a way to say it's
Yeah,
not ready.
when can you truly be ready?
Yeah, I think that taking on things that are uncomfortable gets you ready.
Yep.
Yeah, makes sense.
But yeah, it'd be nice to have a house though. I would agree with that. If you can have a home for them,
Yeah.
that would be nice.
I've heard from a lot of people who've had kids that, because I was kind of a late bloomer. You know, I didn't turn 18, get kicked out of the house, and learn to live my life until like later. And I've heard from a lot of people that have had kids that having kid forced them to be more responsible and take on something other than themselves, and having a human being that they love,
Yeah.
especially a father. You know, it's like that's your seed, and you create a person. It gives you this drive and motivation. I feel like it must be similar to like, you know, when a girl's coming over and you're like, oh, I'm cleaning up, I'm doing all these things that I wouldn't normally do, but because she's coming over, you know,
I
it's
gotta
like
wash up real quick.
it'll give you that motivation.
Yeah, makes sense. I don't know.
And Hake says it's not as expensive as you would think. He said just give them an oatmeal and send them to their friend's house if they want fancy food.
You want to help me with your friend?
He's a smart man.
Yeah, I mean, I just thinking the sacrifices. The sacrifices are no problem. I've never been one for fancy things. I don't care for that stuff. So the sacrifices for me isn't hard. I think it's just that whole being raised in the system that kids are a burden. How the way it is.
Do you think a man has to own land to have children?
What was that?
Do you think a man has to own his own place before he procreates and makes babies? Bromar.
I think, yeah, I think so.
And next question: do you think a father should have to supply his children with a college fund?
No, I don't think so. Because that to me, the way I see it is that they should be the ones to make that decision if they want to go to school or not.
Yeah, I agree.
Yeah, I'm not
gonna make them do something they really don't want to do.
Yeah, I'm not paying for college.
I think it'd be smart too. Is like,
Yeah.
you know, people might disagree, but it's like growing up. You know, like you could teach your kid how to work from a young age. Of course, kids I think should just work for nothing, but I think it would have been nice to learn how to live life, like, you know, like, and create a savings account for them, and they earn their own savings, you know, or they're like, they do chores or they do work extra work. Of course, there'll be like regular chores that you do because you got a house, you got a roof, you got food, like you're earning that.
Yeah.
But at the same time, like, you know, teach them, get them in the habit of having to work and earn and learn to save and stuff like that.
Yeah.
And then if they want to go to college with that money, they can.
Exactly. My parents never did that with me. They said, if you want to go to school, you go to school.
Yeah.
You'll get money for that.
I didn't appreciate the things that I got for free like I would now. Like I was in karate, you know, I was in like some piano lessons, and I took it for granted. I was like, I don't want to go today. You know, like I remember having that attitude a lot of times because it was just like I could do whatever I wanted in a sense, you know, and looking back,
It was
it's
so
like
cheesy too. I
spoiled.
remember when I was a kid, my dad had offered me to take guitar lessons. I was like, oh no, I don't want to do that. That's lame.
Yeah.
But now that I play, I'm like, man, I really should have took him up on that.
Yeah.
Should have got those lessons while you had the chance.
Damn, I could have got free lessons.
Yeah. Yeah, so I was like, whatever. But like you said, you don't appreciate it for what you have at that time.
Yeah, and then you don't know what you have until it's gone, you know?
Yep. Anyway,
There's another comment
I wanted
says
to call in and say what's up.
Oh yeah, go for it. Thanks, Omar.
Yeah, man. I'll see you guys later whenever church opens up again.
Hopefully
All right,
next
man.
week.
Take care, bro. Thanks for calling.
All right.
Just reminded me of this song I was making a long time ago. It goes, you try and act big and tall, when after all you're a baby. You think that you can walk before you crawl. Well, after all, you're a baby. A baby. A baby. Baby. It's true. A baby. A baby. A baby, that's you. Yeah. I think I saw one of those videos of like people trying to act tough, like, you know, big guys, and then they would like get in a fight, and then they get knocked out by the small guy. And I was like, damn, that could be a song.
Kamala says, if a dude says, I want to take more time to get to know you, he ain't trying to marry you. I think it's possible. Like, we were talking about Janitra, and she asked, she said that Trevor's comment, one stream about men who are dating you, and they keep putting off marriage because you've been dating so long, will they ever get around to it? And Trevor said, like we've learned, that why buy the cow if you get the milk for free?
But that's pretty much a sexual thing.
Yeah, but she still felt like it applied because he finally admitted it, that he wasn't trying to get married. He was not feeling ready, and just going to endlessly go on because you're still, by playing house and playing like you're married, why should he actually marry you if he's kind of getting that?
I kind of disagree with the fact saying if a guy says he wants to get to know you, he doesn't want to marry you. Is that what it was?
Yeah, I think it doesn't apply on every case.
Because you don't really know who somebody is until you know them, you know? Like, people, they peacock, you know? They put all their feathers out, and until you really know somebody, you know, you got to be around them enough it takes, I feel like, a long time to really know somebody, you know? And most people don't even know themselves, so they're not even aware of themselves. And so I think I would think it would be important, man, because I don't want to commit my life. When I commit, you know? So I don't want to commit my life to somebody that I don't know. Like, I've dated people, you know, and I've been cheated on, and I thought I knew them. And then when they did what they did, I was like, that's not the person I knew, you know? And so, I don't know.
People can put on a different, you know, persona. They can clean up their resume and, you know, try and make themselves look like they're brand new, straight off the factory floor. And you do got to take some time. I mean, I don't think waiting 7 years at my age, that's for sure. I'm not waiting 7 years.
Hey, you don't want to wait 7 years when you're 50.
You know, but you should be able to suss it out and kind of figure out who she is in a reasonable amount of time. Could be a matter of 3 months. Could take you a year. But I think if you can't figure it out by then, probably either you're terrible at reading her or understanding, or you guys just aren't made for each other. But
Because I think that to get married, you got to find the right person that is going to make you want to get married, not the other way around where you're like, I want to get married, so I'm going to find somebody to get married to.
Right.
You know, and I think that's what it means to seek God's kingdom. Because if you get to know yourself, at least this is what I'm discovering, the more I get to know myself, the more I observe myself, the more I have an understanding for other people, because I know more about myself. And as I do that, that's going to allow me to be able to see and have understanding for the person that's going to be right for me, you know? And it's not because I want to get married. It's, you know,
Right.
it's like, I think as you get older too, you could be like, oh, I'm getting older, I got to get married. And then you end up, you know, it's an emotional thing. And then you're not, you know, you make the wrong decision because of that. You just want to get married.
yeah, you should. The man should just want, like, that woman should make you want to get married. Not the marriage is driving you. That you see her, you see enough of her, you actually see the real her, you see the spirit and all the possible baggage that could come with it. But you see that you would do it for that person. Like I'll hitch my wagon to that person, and that's it. And then you prepare for that ride and all the bumps. It's David Sariñana.
Call from. Oops, your caller just hung up. Goodbye.
He just hung up. What do you know? I guess we'll have to wait.
David, give us a call back, David. You got that bad Georgia signal.
From San Pedro? No, where's he from? Where's that place? El Paso. That's right. There he is.
He's from the drug city of El Paso. What's up, David? You're on the air.
What's up, guys? How you doing, man?
What's up, brother?
What's cracking, bro? How's that Robin Hood life?
Robin Hood is great, man. I just wish I would have met Robin Hood years ago, bro.
It's cool. Well, you know me now.
Fantastic. He's fantastic. You know, wealth isn't created, man. It's just transferred.
Wealth isn't created. It's just transferred.
Yep, it's just handed from one person to the next. That's it.
Right, but it's not handed.
No, it is.
So if you don't work, it's handed to you?
I haven't been working at all in the last 3 months, bro.
Are you talking about Robin Hood?
Yeah,
Oh, okay. I think you're talking about in general.
that is what it is. Now, people work for money, but wealth, you don't work for wealth. Your money works.
Oh, right. No, I
And
agree.
you
I get that. Yeah, we were just talking about that. It's like you gotta have money to make money, and if you know, like he's, you know, I'm not putting his business out there. Well, maybe I am, but he's selling a house, and he's gonna get some money for it, and instead of you know just spending it on something and withering it away, it's like you want to invest it so that it can generate more money. You know.
Exactly. It's a lot easier to make money when you have a good amount of cash to play with, and you can take chances on things.
What if you guys saw Bitcoin when it was $100? Would you have bought in?
If I knew any better, like if I had the understanding I do now about just not losing your pants when things jump and dance with the market, I would have just, you know, bit the bullet, thrown about 5-10 grand in there, and just waited. Cause man, didn't it like go up like over 1,000%?
Yeah, it went from pennies to $19,000.
Yeah, that dude could have been a millionaire.
I saw
so
a
what's
speech
stopping
of
you
the
right
people
now?
who got millions.
What's stopping you right now?
Bitcoin's still, well, I'm still investing now, but I'm not gonna buy a $19,000 share of Bitcoin. I'm gonna try and find the next Bitcoin. I think Spotify's got potential, and Uber.
Oh no, those are long gone. They made their money.
I think Uber's
And-
Uber's not dead. It's got so much data that can be put to use. It just needs to be. They need to find the right model.
For sure. Uber could probably start an automated delivery service, and then they could use all of that information and probably end up getting an insurance somehow.
Exactly.
I
They
think,
got as much information as
there-
Amazon. Which one?
So question, check this out. What if our government invested in Bitcoin when it was pennies on the dollar, and then they sold it when it was 19,000? What do you think would happen?
Repeat that again.
We have spent $6 trillion in the last 6 weeks. That's more than we've been spending in the last 6 years. It's a lot of money, you know? It's a lot of debt. That's all we are, right?
Right.
What if our government purchased Bitcoin when it was pennies on the dollar and sold it when it was 19,000? What do you think would happen?
Pay off our debt.
It would dissolve it totally.
Yeah. It would have been free.
Do you really think this is about a coronavirus?
Nah, never believed that nonsense.
Do you really think it's about a bunch of pedophiles?
I think it's bigger. They're part of it, but it's bigger than just.
You think it's about a bunch of Satanists, pedophiles?
I think it's about the financial and just overall control of the world, and it just happens to be mostly controlled by these satanic pedophiles.
You nailed it with the financial aspect. So what about the financial aspect?
I think it's always been about if he who controls the coin controls the country. You don't need a sword if you control the financial system.
You seem very sure of yourself. How do you know for sure? Do you have a crystal ball?
I'm asking questions. I haven't even stated anything.
Oh no, yeah, because you said you're right about this. So that's why I was wondering how you knew.
Well, you're definitely right, and I mean, it's pretty obvious if you saw what is our dollar what is our dollar backed by, Trevor?
It's not backed by gold anymore. Isn't it oil?
You're right. So what is it? It's oil. That's awesome. I'm glad you know that. What happened to oil for the first time ever just a couple of weeks ago?
It went negative money.
Damn, it went under zero.
Exactly.
Man, and that's what our dollar is backed by. So if you say you sell peanut butter and you pay $20 for a jar of peanut butter, and you sell it to me for nothing, and then you're paying me $45 to take it from you. Do you think you're going to be around for a long time?
No, I get that. I don't understand how that even is possible. Like it's like a paradox.
They weren't really. Yeah, well, it's definitely a psychological kind of message, but they weren't really paying people to take their oil. I'm sure some people got some really good deals, and they lost hell of money, and they have to store all of this oil and pay a bunch of tankers a premium price to hold all the oil in these oceans, because all our reserves are full around the world, and then they also have to halt future profits because they have to kill the production, which is, we're going to feel that in about 6 months once those reserves empty out and we got to restart production because there's no more oil left.
Yeah, high gas again.
Yeah, that's going to be great. It's going to be like probably towards the end of summer, I'm thinking, right after our food crisis, and I think we'll probably overlap a little bit. Like I said, it's going to be a hot summer. So how am I certain about the financial aspect? Your dollar is backed by a product that's worth that costs you money just to have. So if your dollar's backed by oil and oil's now negative $45, your dollar's worth negative. That's it. It's done. Now, why do you think?
But see, I hear that, but at the same time, it's just not true because I could take my dollar that's worth nothing, like you say, and go buy something. It still gives me something.
Right now.
Yeah.
Sure, right now.
What do you think? What do you think is the answer for the new currency or whatever it is going to be? Because I personally don't think we should, like the dollar only has value because we say it does, but like there's no real value in it. So what do you think the currency should be? What should the system be?
I know for sure that the amount of gold that has been hoarded within the last 2 years is I can't give you an exact number. I could, but I'd actually have to look in my notebook. I don't have it on me right now. But the amount of gold the central banks have been accumulating in the last 2 years is intentional, and it's a lucrative amount because we're going to have to go back to the gold standard. That's it. That was the only thing we could have that kept it kind of a stable market. And when we went to the petrodollar, that whole shit changed.
Yeah, we had the boom and
And
bust.
our us as a country, as a superior country, changed because now we stopped production. At that time, when that happened, we were the guys who owned most of foreign assets. We don't own anything right now. We don't have assets. We're only powerful because our dollar is backed behind oil, but oil is now cheaper than coffee.
What do you think about just trade, people trading?
That's going to continue happening.
David, they said you're on a Cesar Chavez phone. What's up with that signal?
Cesar Chavez.
Wait, what?
They said you're on a Cesar Chavez phone. What's up with your signal?
Is it me?
Just messing, man. Continue. Sorry.
What was your question?
No, I was just wondering, like if there was no actual money, it was just trading.
Well, we're not going to go back to a barter system. There has to be a way to measure value, and currency is the only way to do it. And so there's different types of currency, but as far as where we're going, they're already discussing the idea, not cryptocurrency. The whole word is changed. You're going to start hearing this, mark my words.
Blockchain.
I'm already seeing this. I spend way too much time in it. They're dubbing it a digital asset, and it's beautiful. It's like a nice brand, and it's the only way to really go. So what I think we're already at is we're going to continue pumping up as much money as we can. Like, let's go ahead and give people free money and take it, bro, because at the end of the day, the whole point is to inflate and go into so much debt more than ever. And when we get to the top, when we get to the climax of this of all this fake money, and we start going downhill towards that brick wall at like light speed, we're going to end up pivoting into this digital dollar. And that is how wealth is going to get transferred.
I don't know if I'm a fan of the digital dollar,
How do you think it'll work, though? So if I manage to save up $1 million in the current form of money, am I going to exchange it for me? Like, do I get to exchange and keep that same value?
It's going to be a transition, and it's already happening. It's already in the motion. Judy Shelton, the woman Donald Trump appointed, now, because he's like chairman of the Fed Reserve now, right? You know that?
Who? Mnuchin, the Treasury Secretary?
Trump.
Oh yeah, because he merged the Fed, the Treasury, and the Fed.
Yep, and that's all because he's going to. This is all intentional. We're going back to the gold standard, and the gold standard is going to back a digital currency that is going to bring an amount of wealth that we've never seen on this planet. We've just never seen the amount of money that's really there, and we're about to kind of witness that. I think that this next 10 years is going to be crazy exciting, man. I think in the next 5 years, we're going to see a rise of millionaires, billionaires, and trillionaires. I think the money that is going to be available is going to be able to purchase some of the craziest, like probably most educated developers in the world, and you're going to be able to fund some of the most highest technologies. It's going to be pretty amazing.
Do you think
we've never seen before?
Do you think it's possible for everybody in the world to be wealthy or rich?
Nope.
Why not?
Because not everybody has the character.
I agree.
Right.
It's possible if we did have the character.
I see it just like it's impossible for there to be no evil. You know, like there's always got to be broke and rich. There's always got to be good and evil. There's opposites, duality. So like you mentioned earlier, that you have to have an absolute value system that is like for me, I think of like my value is intellectual property, right? And I create something that is intellectual property like music or creative kind of things, and no one can determine that value except for me and someone else who thinks that that's worth it. You know. So I wonder if that barter system would, I mean, something like that, because it kind of helps you at where you're at, right? If you got no money, then what do you have? And then
We're not going back.
But I don't know if it would
point.
be going back though, because now with our technology and stuff, it's like imagine if you had an app or something like that would be like a bartering system where, depending on what you have, you can trade for something someone else doesn't have. Like a blanket is valuable for someone who's cold, and maybe if you had peanut butter, you want milk. I don't know. I'm just saying. It adds the free will of being able to
I'm pretty sure
to decide what's valuable.
That would there would be so much more corruption than there is now. Like, oh, Trevor, you want the milk, huh? What are you willing to do for the milk, Trevor?
But that's only if there's one person with milk. Like everybody would have different things, and it'd be competitive. Just like if there's more doctors that are free to be doctors, then their prices for medical is going to go down because they compete. So it's like, who'd be willing to trade for different things? I don't know. I'm not saying that I think it's the way. I'm not closed off to that being the thing, because I'm just a fan of freedom and the freedom to decide what's valuable as well,
Dude, we've always exchanged something at some point as like a way of measuring value.
Yeah.
And the value, your milk might be good for that person with cereal, but it's not good for somebody who has something or doesn't need milk,
Right.
Like there has to be a way to measure value and like put a fair price on it that makes your milk competitive with somebody else's milk, or otherwise I could just say his milk fucking blows. Oh, sorry.
Yeah. Watch your mouth, son.
Millennial.
I think I'm stepping away. The whole thing is I'm saying is I don't think this is about a bunch of pedophiles, and I don't think it's really about a bunch of coronaviruses from a bat. Dude, there's no way this came from a bat. But I definitely know for sure that our dollar is currently backed by something that's worth nothing. It's cheaper than Starbucks, and that's not a good sign. And I know that when we go back to so normal, like you guys were talking about earlier, you're living in a fantasy land. This whole social distancing thing is going to continue going on, and every restaurant is going to have the same amount of bills. Every hotel is going to have the same amount of bills. Every person's
How do you know that?
bills, but they're going to have half. They're going to have half the amount of people. How do I know that? It's just policy. How come you're not out in a restaurant right now? Not even open right now.
Well, that's based off of.
And it's like that because the government made it like that, dude. And it's just like it's very real, and that's just the reality. And again, the whole thing is to tank this dollar because it's worth nothing. It has to pivot into something, and this one thing called digital assets, which is really specific crypto. That one thing not only fixes the problems, is also the debt, but it turns the idea of becoming a billionaire into like kibbles and bits. All right, it gives the people who really run the show the opportunity to get all of this stuff while the system's being built, and then they can totally do the transfer when they want. We're not going to see a replacement of the 1%. You're just going to see more people move into a 1%. The middle class dissolve. A larger gap between poverty, really, and then you're going to see that 1% turn into the 0.00001%. You know what I'm saying? Because the amount of wealth that's going to come is lucrative. If you start talking about derivatives with things just like I could go on. I'm not going to go into the crypto stuff, but if you start talking about derivatives with that market, you're talking about quadrillions of dollars. Have you even thought about quadrillion dollars? Or is like for me, trillions is the most I've made it to in my imagination. You know, I've never really considered.
You got any good deals on speed?
Of dollars in circulation.
No, but like,
that's the reality.
because we only know what's happening right now, right? So we can't say what's going to happen later, because anything could happen.
I'm only saying this by what's happening right now.
But anything could happen that could change the course.
If QAnon said it, would you believe it?
If you know, before this whole coronavirus, people could have said, "Oh, the market's heading here," or "We're headed there," like, you know, and then the corona thing happened. Like, people don't know what's going to happen. Anything could happen. Like, you know, I'm just not, I don't know what could happen. I like the idea of preparing and
Trevor,
hearing.
you
Hold on, slow down, bro. I just heard you talk for 10
Black
minutes.
and white. You said it yourself. Your dollar's backed by oil, right? You know that, right? You get that, right?
All I'm saying is that we don't know what's going to happen, and you know, at the end of the day, it might not be specifically pedophiles, it might not be specifically certain things, but it all falls in the same category as corruption. So as long as we expose the corruption of the people that are running the system and all those things, you know, I think I don't know. I'm just a fan of being open-minded. I like being skeptical and looking and seeing, like, yeah, if 2 + 2 = 4, and that's going to equal this number down the line. But I believe there's room to sit back, and so we're not passionate and make decisions that are, like, you know, based off of, it's like, oh, I'm going to go invest in this because of this. It's like, I think when you know what I mean? It's like the whole marriage thing. Like,
Exactly. That's why I'm telling you.
I'll invest when I know.
I have 100%. I have 110% confidence of a perma bull right now. I'm about to sell my car, bro. I'm gonna dump it all in this one specific asset, and I'm putting my feet up.
And what asset?
Yeah.
What you gonna invest it in?
Not gonna say. I'm not gonna say. But no, you can do the research. I just gave you the gold though. Start researching digital assets. Start looking into what Judy Shelton's saying, because she's the one saying it right there on camera. This is happening through Congress. This is happening around the world. I am putting my feet up because I'm not dealing with something that's in a specific cryptocurrency community. I'm dealing with the globe, and I love it.
Hey David, what's her name again? What's the lady's name again?
Judy Shelton.
Judy Shelton.
That's Trump's appointee to
There
run the Fed Reserve to manage this thing. She's going to be the person who helped set this whole gold standard in motion. And she's excited about it, man. You can really see her when she's talking, dude. You know, it's interesting when people talk to the person that's in front of them and they're asking, you know, this person's interviewing her, and then there's some moments, man, where she just turns and looks directly into that camera and starts telling you. And this gold standard would be beautifully complemented in a cryptocurrency type of way. We are working on the new development of blockchain technology. You understand that China is releasing the digital yuan this month. Why wouldn't America want to compete with that, right? You know, if this is, you got to open your eyes, man. You're living in a fairy tale land if you don't think this dollar's collapsing anytime soon, dude. I'm putting my feet up. All my chips are in this game.
No, I agree.
doubt.
The dollar's gonna be
I'm
done.
not saying that the dollar's not collapsing, is collapsing or anything. I'm just saying, I don't know, you know.
Well, for the sake of time and keep the.
I know. I know.
Was there any last questions you had, David?
Nothing, man. I see other people want to get on, dude.
All right, my
Love
friend.
you. Talk to you later.
All right,
Thanks,
bro.
brother.
Take care. Thanks for calling.
Marky Mark, you're up.
No, but you know, for me, at the end of the day, I'm gonna always only put all my eggs in one basket, and that's me. You know, because you know, in my life, it's like I think that if you have talent and you find something that you're great at, and you put your investment into you, that's something that could never be taken away. It's never a risk. It's always a benefit, you know, where if you just keep getting better at whatever it is that you do, where you're a service, then something's gonna come, you know, and it won't be, you know, I mean, it'd be awesome to really see the future and be able to, like, you know, make the perfect decision. People do that, you know, they can see what's gonna happen and then make a decision, and then their life just changes. But at the end of the day, like, I'm just a fan of of craftsmanship, whatever it is, and investing in that, and because it's gonna always, you know, give back somehow to you and to others. But yeah.
Victoria says she's about to start this credit collection agency and own the block. Victoria!
Credit Solutionist, everybody's using it. Go fix your credit.
Come on down.
Credit Solutionist, everybody's using it. We'll fix your credit.
Have you seen the new Trump-Pence ad campaign? There we go. That must be Marky Mark.
Trump Pence ad campaign. No, I haven't.
From
Marky Mark.
Esteban.
to accept. Press 1.
Esteban?
Send a
That's not Esteban.
What's up, Marky Mark? You're on the air.
What's happening?
What's
What's
cracking,
cracking?
Yeah. Yeah.
That thing's great.
It's so stupid. What's the word?
Oh, not much, dude. I was just repeating Thomas Sowell like I always do.
So what, Mark? What would you? I know you said in the chat, but what would be your advice for financial planning for the guys here in the audience listening who aren't there yet?
I would be like, I'm probably one of the older folks in like our group, at least. I don't know about the chat. And I've been around property management. I don't know. I'll look at that later. But I've just seen like 3 recessions already. It's like every 10 years, you know. And like between those recessions, everyone always complains and says it's so expensive, it's so hard to make it. Nobody can make it. Everything's so expensive. You have to have money to make money. And then like when those things happen, there's opportunities. Right now, there's opportunities. You know what I mean? Vanguard went down 30-something%. You know what I mean?
Yep.
There's opportunities, and the thing is, I just see like my friends and neighbors and family and whatever, and like we all have 24 hours in the day, you know. And I think that most people have this like modern culture where they like find themselves, you know what I mean? Where they like profess to the world that they don't care about money because they're so special, but what it's really about is like they don't want to compete. They don't want to like save for years and years and years. Like most people will save for like 6 months or for like 1 year for something, but they don't want to save like without a light at the end of the tunnel. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
And like what most people tell me when they go to these like Dave Ramsey things and all that is that they just tell them this stuff, and this is just like what people did. Like Dave Ramsey would say, this is what your grandparents did. You save up money, you work, you know, you don't spend more than what you need to, and then when time comes, you can buy a piece of land. That's
timeless. You know, that's something that is like just forever, and that's kind of what I'm saying is investing in yourself, in your craft, and that could be yourself as in like, you know, the smarts to save, the smart, you know, like things that are in your control that people cannot take from you.
Absolutely, and I'm saying it's an illusion that it's difficult. Like I don't disagree that it's very expensive to buy a house. I'm aware. But like they're also saying in the chat earlier, I'm not watching the chat right now, by the way, I can't read it.
I haven't seen the
chat. But they're also mentioning in the chat earlier how low interest rates are.
Yeah.
So it's like, how do you expect to have super low interest rates and a low market value? You can't have both. You know what I mean? You can't have both. And like I said, if I look at my friends and I look at like my family and stuff, and the years go by, it's the people that are poolmen, it's the people that are plumbers, it's the people that save their money. They're balling out of control because this is their second and third recession, and they're buying more and more property. They have multiple properties. They have a lot of money in the index, and they have big options, and they have great lives. And this is getting back to like what Victoria was saying, is like, we don't need to be in the Illuminati. Exactly. You have a house, doesn't have to be paid off, but it's yours. Nobody can take it from you. You buy whatever food you want, you buy whatever stuff you want on Amazon, super cheap, it's sent to your door. I mean, that is the life of a king. Yeah. You know what I mean? Like, no one can ever tell you you have to leave. You can leave it to your children. I mean, that's like a little empire. That's like, it's amazing to me that, like, you know, it's like kind of not like looked at that way in a certain way. You know what I mean? Like people will spend decades complaining about how difficult it is to get that. And it's like they could have done it 3 times.
Yeah,
You know what I mean?
we were just talking about that. That had we woken up when we were younger and started saving when we were 16 to 18 years old and just putting some money away, by now we would have like a lot of money to strike and buy a house, buy land, or whatever. Like
Exactly. We would have, if we knew what we knew now, woken up, met Jesse at 20, 21, 22, by 30, I would have no doubts that I have at least $1 million, or at least be well off, like you said, have that real freedom, the freedom to go get up whenever I want, go buy whatever I want, and not to show off, but just to be free to eat well, go to a nice restaurant, buy things I might need, and not worry about it.
Absolutely. Just live well, appreciate life. If you want to work your butt off and buy a nice fancy car or something, you can. If you want to chill out and, you know, play bingo with your wife or your old, you can. You know, it's just like, it's about liberty. You know what I mean? And Bill Lockwood was saying this past weekend that how do you have liberty without property? You can't have one without the other.
Exactly. I agree. It's the
So,
only way.
Anyway,
There's no
another
freedom.
cool, really point that I think is more positive is I think that some guys are kind of intimidated and think that they should have like some crazy house, you know what I mean, and like $10 million in the bank. And it's like, I don't think that's at all what girls think. I think they're like, if you own a studio out in Victorville, you know what I mean? But as long as you own it, you know, then at least there's something. And like, I don't know, just things that I always used to think before, that like if you're not spending money, they're not interested. I think the right kind of girl, the opposite is true. If they see you spending money on stupid stuff, they're going to be like, this guy's a fool, you know?
Or they're gonna want to, you know, not see you long term, but want to just absorb you spending money and stick around for a while, and then be like, peace out.
Yeah, there's only bad options, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
And like, it's really cool to not spend, I mean, like, you spend whatever you would normally spend, you know what I mean? Just not above. You don't try to, like, buy the person. You don't try to control the person. And, like, you get a serious type of respect and, like, a serious feeling of, like, we're in this together. You know what I mean? And that has nothing to do with what I was talking about earlier, but kind of, like, again, you need one you don't need one, but if you have like a spouse, you have some property, you know what I mean? Like who's gonna tell you anything? You know what I mean? You can like have children, you know what I mean? You can be there until you're dead.
I agree. If you set yourself up and make sure you're always prepared, when that opportunity comes, when it's revealed and you see it, you can actually take advantage of it versus watching it pass you by every time. Like you said, there's always going to be ups and downs in life, but if you're ready for it, you have the money. You've got that dry powder. Like right now, if you have extra cash,
You got dry powder?
yeah, you have that money to buy into the stocks. You can invest in indexes. You can pick up properties because everyone else wasn't ready, but you were.
Yeah. One of my friends right now I'm thinking of, he was like this young surfer guy. It's like sponsored surfer guy who's just like super immature, and in a matter of like 2 years or less, he really started listening to Jesse and just like, you know, living differently. He works way more, saves way more, and he's already looking at like $500,000-$600,000 homes to buy for him and his fiance, and like he wants to have all these kids. And like it was months ago that he was like giggling about stuff. You know what I mean?
Yeah. It happens real
And
fast.
like, yeah, man. He was also very fortunate, but he also worked his butt off. You know what I mean? But I'm just saying, like, things can happen, you know? If, like, you have that right vibe. If you're like, I don't care how long it takes, you know what I mean?
I agree, man. I've never looked at the market the way I do now. Just like everything, not just the market, but just money. When I was 20, didn't really value it. Now it's different. Like, I didn't panic when all this stuff was going on, the closure. I saw it the way you should see it, which is you see opportunity. And, you know, I had money saved up. I'll have more money coming in. I just see more opportunity. I want to buy land. Hopefully by next year, there's several properties and some more indexes. And just do like you said.
Nice.
Just get ready. And just take advantage when everyone else is panicking.
Yeah.
Yeah, I want to.
Cool,
I've been
man.
thinking about like it'd be cool to like get like even like a dope motorhome type thing and live in that and suck it up
Oh yeah.
and save.
Oh
and
yeah,
save,
dude.
you
You
know.
get yourself a double wide, and you buy the place. You know what I mean? Same
Exactly.
thing. It's like nobody can ever tell you to leave until you sell your place.
Yeah, exactly. And like I pay $18,000 a year. That's almost 40 grand in 2 years that I would save just by not paying rent here.
Dude, I really like manufactured homes.
I love
I
them.
really do.
They're amazing. They're so cost efficient
Yeah.
and they're beautiful. You can make them look so sweet.
You can just go online and be like, and they're like, that's $93,000. You're like, what?
Exactly. And the only negative is whatever the lot fees are, depending where you're at. Like Huntington Beach has great prices. You can get a
Dude,
beautiful
it's
custom
just
home.
worth it. It's just worth it.
Yeah.
If the fees are super high, that's fine, dude. Go look at the HOAs at those $1 million condos. You pay, 1 point whatever $1 million for a little 1-bedroom fart of an apartment, and then it's like $800 a month in HOAs. Believe me, it's worth it.
I agree. It's better than a mortgage.
Yeah, I mean,
Yeah.
Yeah.
yeah. All right, guys. I'm not a really big fan of hearing myself talk.
No worries, man. We appreciate the advice,
Yeah,
man.
thank you, brother. We do appreciate it.
I love talking to you about this stuff.
Cool talking.
Hey, let's go fishing, bro.
He's all.
I'm out of here.
Fatty.
Let's see if we missed something in the chat. Victoria says the other thing no one wants to do is read and research this stuff. You have to know how the market works to know when to strike. The info is there. Boring, but it's there for all of us. Exactly. Just do the work. Set yourself up for success. I didn't see that till last year. Ups and downs. Not like emotional ups and downs, just the world being up and down. Not you. You just watch it and see when the world is down. That's a great time to invest. Oceanside fees for mobile homes isn't high, even lower now. Yeah, they're not that bad. I mean, $800 a month to be in Huntington Beach with a sweet double wide. I love it. $1,500 a month for a room. Yeah, Matt, it's out of control, and that's on the cheaper side. Yeah, thank you, Mark. Black Stepdad says he's paying $890 for a room. Not bad, not bad. My dad tried to convince mom into manufacturing a home. Thank God she said no. Have any of you sat down and done a budget and looked to see where you're spending your cash?
No.
Like Trevor said, getting an app or just being more aware of that,
Yeah.
where that money is going, it helps. It's
I
just
need-
more
I-
awareness.
That's one thing I'm a beta with that. I need to be more aware of my spending, my finances. Like, all I know is I'm not buying a bunch of stuff, I'll get a little thing, I got some knives, but I'm not buying stuff, I spend my money on food, but it's still, if I know that if I have an idea of like, whoa, this is what I'm spending this week, or
Right.
if I want to at least, give myself an allowance, be like, all right, this is what I can afford, for a month, and this is how much I want to save and I expect to have, so I can at least have the awareness of it so that I can save and not just hope for the best or anything like that. You never know what's going to happen, man.
Never. Matt said, who needs help with the budget? Matt, drop any hints or tips or message Trevor and myself. Send it over. Any tips you got. We're always open. I know that there's QuickBooks. And
I'm creative and musical because I put all my eggs into that. I need to be better. Plus, I wasn't good in school. They stuck me in these special classes, and I had ADD, ADHD, or whatever they told me I had. So I kind of missed out on that part of life, which is why I suck with taxes, organization, and all those things. And I do believe that I can get better at it and overcome that for sure.
Yeah, anything can be overcome. I mean, yeah, like you said, the RV, I think that's a sweet idea.
I'm really, really thinking that would be awesome because it aligns with what I want to do. I want to perform more, travel, and I think that it would get people hyped. Be like, oh damn, where's Trevor at?
Yeah, it's a way to like Matt said in the other stream, you get to connect with your fans and your supporters, and I believe that, like you said, God will make a way, and you may find so much support that it'll blow your mind. You won't even realize it. And we've already found support. I mean, look at all the guys hanging out here today.
Yeah, exactly. I appreciate you guys.
We definitely appreciate this. This is good for all of us. Fellowship. I'm not going all in that project. Oregon land is worth the money. Yeah, his pops is in Oregon. It's beautiful. It's amazing up there. I want to look at Idaho. I'm looking at investing in Idaho. The market's booming. Even right now, my buddy's a broker out there, and it hasn't stopped. It's on fire. It's overpriced, if anything. But yeah, Idaho. Check it out. Would you like some help? I can help. Adriana, yeah, send over anything that can help. And we can put it into the next stream. Check it out. But any tips or tricks on budgeting, saving, finance, whatever.
Yeah, I think it's important to utilize each other, you know, because like at the end of the day, we're all like little chess pieces, you know. And the more we can come together and see who's talented at what, it's just like marriage, you know. You find a lady, and of course you want to be the the man who leads and everything. But there's different qualities that you guys have, and being able to have that logic to see those qualities, to be able to, you know, see what fits the puzzle piece to find something that thrives and creates what you really want. And I really aim to do that. I've always wanted to have that, you know, in my life with my community, with musicians and stuff. It's just been hard because in the entertainment industry, especially, people are very selfish and they have ulterior motives and they want to just get further in their careers. And I just really want to find people that are, you know, like me in a sense of, you know, want to do right and, you know, discovering their own talents and being able to not be afraid to see that they have weaknesses so that they can be corrected and know where you fit with other people, you know. Like, that's why I like going to this men's meeting and you know, even going to Jesse Church and stuff, is knowing that that's such a, like with Joel and, you know, other people, it's like, I just know that there's puzzle pieces, man. I'm like, what can we do together that's going to make it, like, create that tide to rise there where all the ships are rising and we can all win.
Yeah, it's a great thing to be around other people that have that same spirit. As, you know, a lot of the people at Bond say, the same, it's that spirit family. I mean, look what the title track for the show, Stand Up, you know, like it's something that came to Trevor and then added Bump and Joel, and look what it is now. So it's amazing. You got that right team. That's over 650 Financial. A ledger is a bank, and it's part of the blockchain. But yeah, Adriana, send over the help. Matt, you too, send those messages, man. Institutions that run the world of money are already invested and partnered in physical, gold, or silver. That's awesome. Finding your own talent. Our own talent, exactly. You know, everyone's got something to offer. Some cash, because when it's a part-time job, they pay in checks, etc., take taxes. Mark just gave us a wonderful super chat for
I
White
appreciate
History
it,
Month.
Mark. Well, Mark, this song is for you. It's White History Month, and I'm gonna celebrate with my friends. It's White History Month, so be sure to tell everyone. There will always be different months to celebrate, but this month's gonna be White History.
Amazing.
And the crowd goes mild.
There you go, Mark. Happy White. Not yet, but it's almost there. July. Happy White History Month. Adriana has a message for you, Trevor. She says,
Adriana.
She says, I can offer you a session where we can dive into your habits and discover what needs to be put into place.
Dive. Ooh, we'll do a little Michael
You can
Phelps.
dive into your habits.
That's what's up. Okay.
Okay.
All right.
A big thing, says Black Toria, a big thing average Joes are doing now is creating investment groups to buy multifamily properties together. Exactly. Going in as a group, like an investment group with your buddies, and buying property. Make it easy. Like the RV, things like that. Cabins in the woods. What about pyramid schemes? Yeah, I mean, if you want to sell Herbalife. Alright. Well, I think that was a pretty decent stream. I'm sweating my butt off.
Yeah, it's hot over here.
It's hot.
I'm dying over here. And I apologize, not that I should be sorry at any time, but I know that I've been kind of off, like my energy. kind of tweaked out. And yeah, right now I don't know what time is it right now in the day for me. It's probably like 10 a.m. Jeez, feel insane.
The boy needs sleep.
And I'm just like driven off coffee. I almost feel like bug-eyed. It's weird.
All right,
But I
everybody.
appreciate you guys.
Thank you. Thanks for tuning in. Thanks for the super chats and the support, Mark. All the good callers for the advice.
Yeah, thank you guys.
And send stuff over through. You know, you got our DMs and our Facebook. So anything that is useful that other people can find useful, we can bring up on a stream. Your services, Adriana. You already know Black Victoria. Call her for that credit help. She will fix your credit.
She'll fix your credit.
Can we take them out with a song?
Pros and cons. The world blames your dad when it's really your mom. So with that, I ask you a question. Where do we go from here? I gotta warm up. Where do we go? Where do we go from here? Where do we go? I'll tell you where we go. To pros and cons. Pros and cons. 818-308. The world blames dad when it's really your mom. 555. It's a little mess.
Bye, guys.